God, what a mess up. Right, sorry. It's good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to everyone wherever you are. I hope you are all well wherever you come from and wherever you live. I hope that you're enjoying the things that you like doing most. And thanks for being here. Yeah, I wasn't around this afternoon, so I thought I'd do a mop-up show, and yeah, just touch on some things that have happened, and also touch on stuff that's coming forward in the future. Um, so to start off, I'll say hello to some people first of all. You've got Adrian that says good afternoon, although he said that to me. He said that 6 hours ago. Then he's said good evening all. So hi Adrian. You've got Loose Chill Music. Hi guys, glad that the Dragon Sim has been announced, but interested in no interview or anything like that. And then you've got Shanata. Good morning, Shanata. Well, it's good morning to you, I suppose, Shanata. It's good evening to me. And you're saying, yeah, I'm still waiting for the Dragoshin. Sorry, I'm going to pronounce this properly. His name is Dragoshin. The Dragoshin interview clip. As far as I'm aware, and I've got somebody else here. And good morning, Tigaro, to you. It's my good evening. It's your good morning. As far as I'm aware, from when I looked earlier, as I've been with the family, but when I looked earlier, I think the announcement's been made, and I think you guys are all quite right. At the moment, there hasn't been an interview that's been released as yet, and I'm looking now, and I don't think there is. But what I will say to everyone, and what I will ask everyone, is today is January the 11th, still for me. For you guys, Shanata, Taigaro, and anyone else down under, for you guys, you're the 12th of January. Regardless of that, 11th, 12th of January, depending what part of the world we're in. What I ask everybody today is, how do we all feel? How do we all feel today, the 11th, 12th of January, with our team, with everything that's gone on? And the reason why I ask that is because we've done something that we don't normally do. We've gone out and done business early, but not only have we done business early where we brought players in, but our biggest problem, and it is, we've got two big problems at the club. One big problem is that we had to fix the defence, and the defence has been poor, or the defence has needed fixing for about 4 years. But then also the other problem that we've got, and we've had for more than 4 years now, is that we can't move people out. We can't get people out of the club. This window up until today, hi, Norman says it's good evening to you, Norman. Oh no, sorry, it's good morning to you, Norman. And also you've got, I feel like Andrew's been backed in my opinion, Louis, Chill Music's. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that, yeah, at the moment, two of the biggest problems that we've had at the club, one, the defence, and two, moving on players, we've done it. We've managed to do it. So some of you may not have been members or subscribers to this channel back in last month in December, but what we did in December, we did it as a lead up to Christmas. So it would have been on the Monday, the 18th of December, because Christmas was on a Monday. So it would have been on the 18th of December through to the 22nd of December. So Monday through to Friday, we had a lot of content creators. So I had Bobby K. During the week, I had Bobby K, I had Ellie, I had Brian Daigle, I had Dave Harris from the Irish Hotspur, I had Ben Kaufman, I had Ash, I had Ellie, I had Mark Cousins, I think we might have had Mia. Anyway, every day we had people, panelists on, and what I did is I did a bit of crystal ball glazing, and we sort of like, I asked the same 10 questions on every show that we did for them 5 days, and that included how many players do you think we're going to get out? Sorry, how many players do you think we're going to get in? What players are they going to be? Where are we going to finish in the league? Who's the player of the season so far? Who will be your player of the season? Do you think at the end of the season, who will it be? And we asked all these questions, but one thing that never crossed our mind when I asked the questions was, are we going to get rid of any players? And never ever crossed my mind when I asked the questions. and it's something that I actually forgot about. And it's only because it started happening now that I feel that 11, 12 days in, obviously for you guys down under, you're in the 12th day of the month. Um, but looking at that now, I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? After 11 days, it's 11 days here, but it would, the announcement of the other players would have been on the 11th day for you guys as well, because a lot of these announcements were made yesterday, apart from Dyer leaving was made this morning. So it probably would have been late at night for you guys. But then what they've done now is with that, we've managed to move players out and bring players in, which now means that we can, I won't say we can relax, but it means that we've done the priority targets already. We've got some priorities leaving already as well, which means that these next 3 weeks of the window should be pretty much, it gives you time. It gives you time to negotiate. It gives you time to haggle. It gives you time to do things for 3 weeks because we've done our business early. And some of the business that we've done has been really, really smart business. So I tried to weigh it up today, and I thought to myself, do you know what? We've got rid of, let's say Dyer, for instance, right? With Dyer leaving, we've saved 6 months of his salary with him leaving. And there's reports now that are coming out that he's actually gone to Bayern on loan with a view for them to sign him at the end in the summer. But then there's others that are saying that it was €4 million. Now, if it's the €4 million, then what we've done is we've bought in Werner on loan for €4 million. So Dyer's fee offsets Werner. Yes, we're paying Werner's wages, but Werner's wages probably won't be as much as what Dyer's would have been that we save for the next 6 months. Then we've also let Hugo Lloris go, and Hugo Lloris has gone on a free, which means that he's gone found himself another club. We've saved his salary for 6 months, and he was one of the higher earners. So all in all, when you look at it, the business that we've done kind of equals itself out. I mean, with Jed Spence is not on the biggest salary, and yet he's gone to Genoa, but we'll be paying his salary at Genoa. And with Dragushin coming in, Dragushin is reportedly from Romano. He's on €3 million a year, which is about 50,000 a week, which means that that's not big wages either. So what we've done in essence is we've actually reduced our yearly bill, because on the salaries alone, even though we've got to pay a fee, we've ended up reducing our yearly bill. So a lot of the work that we've done is absolutely impressive. But to me, because we've done we've done all that work already, it just means for the next 3 weeks we can concentrate. If it is that we're chasing a central midfielder, we've got 3 weeks to chase that central midfielder. I'm sure names have been in the hat. I'm sure people would have thought of players for positions, and therefore all they've got to do is go and work, because I'm sure they worked on these beforehand. I hope they did. And then they've got to then go and then pull the trigger on one of them. But it gives them 3 weeks to do it. It's not a last minute deal that you have to do on the last day of the window. We've actually got time on our side. Also, when we did these shows in December, I don't think any of us forecasted that we would have Jed Spence's loan cut short by Leeds United, and that Reguilon, although Reguilon had a break clause, nobody thought that Reguilon would be sent back to us from Man United. So therefore, they're headaches that I never thought about back in December, because they've just happened. I suppose another plus point for us at the moment, now that we're speaking now, is that Ndombele at Galatasaray, he's been starting the last few games, and Galatasaray have now taken the decision to keep him for the rest of the season, which means that he doesn't then become a problem for us until now the summer. So what we're hoping, beyond hope now, is we're hoping that he does have a good second half to the season. He gets more minutes. I believe they're still in Europe, Galatasaray. In one cup, they've remained in Europe, so that means he gets game time in Europe. I think they're still in the Turkish Cup, so you've got that. They're still in the league, so they're into the title race with Fenerbahce at the moment. I think they're neck and neck on points, and they're well clear of all the third place team and that. So the title's going to be one of them two. So if he has a good second half to the season, there is no reason why. We hope that there's a fee, and that he can then move on to Galatasaray in the summer. We don't need to have loads of money for him. You know, we accept anything, get him off the wage bill, accept anything, let him go. So that's, yeah, so it's doing business early. So some of your comments already is Shanata saying doing the business early and seeing some of the boys coming back from injuries is really good to see. Yeah, I've not even touched on that yet, have I? So it's Tigara says it's certainly an improvement on previous windows. I think the tide may finally be turning with Ange, Langer, Munn and McKenzie. Yep. Loose Chill Music says we've got a proper recruitment process with the correct people. And Shanata's saying to us, I saw an article discussing how it's been a really good decision to have Paratici as a consultant for the club rather than someone making decisions, playing on his strengths. We can always go back. I always big up Paratici, so I can always talk about Paratici. Talking big, good evening, mate, says big up. And then you've got Tigara's talking to Lou. Ash P. Hi, Ash. How are you? It's very, Ash, what are you doing? It's very, very late for you. And you've got to get your lovely sleep because you've got a big show coming up tomorrow, which I'm going to tell everyone about as well. And then you've got Adrian saying, I expect us to at least one more quality squad player in and perhaps a young player with huge potential. So going back to a comment there, that's who made it. If I go back, the comment was made by Shanata. Shanata talks about Paratici. I'm and have been always in favour of Paratici. We've done many a show where we've got him on the thumbnail where we say he's the chief cook, the chief chef in the kitchen, and Paratici's always cooking. Listen, to me, quite clearly, this signing of Dragoshin has got Paratici written all over it. He might meet the data, right? Because we've got data-led models now. So he meets the data. So everyone, he's met the data with everything. But Paratici signed him for Juventus. So it's got Paratici's hallmark all over it. The same as Kulu. The same as Lolo Bentancur. The same as Romero. You look at Vicario. You look at Udogie. If people go back to shows that I did back in the summer when I first started doing shows, I turned around and said that for me, the value in world football at the moment, because of the way the finances are, the value for players for me was always going to be Italy. And I said this 6 months ago. I said the value is always going to be Italy. Look at the players that we're bringing in from Italy. Or look at the players I've just named. We've brought them all in from Italy. So, and that's where the value's at. The value for me is always going to be in Italian football. The amount of money needed to prize these people away or these players away from Italian clubs is not as great as it once was because all the money is, let's just not get away from it. A lot of the money is held here in the Premier League. So to prize players away from Italy many moons ago, it was really difficult. You had to pay top whack and top dollar to get these players out of Italy. There was once upon a time, for those that are old enough to remember, back in the 90s, the roles were reversed. Italy was the Premier League of the time. Italy was the place to be, and players would be prized away from clubs and go to Italy. So, yeah, to me, the value's all there. What I will say is with crystal ball gazing that we did back in December, although that was 3 weeks ago and we were doing it 4 weeks ago that we did all this, is, yeah, I mean, we're playing Man United Sunday and we've got the 2 new signings that we've brought in who are now available because they'll be registered in time to be in the squad, whether they start in the 11 or not, they'll be available. We've then got reports coming out that Romero is itching to play. I'm sure that Ange is no fool. We know this already, and I certainly know that he's not. If he thinks he's right and he's up for the game, he will play, or he will play him in the team. You also have Van der Ven, who we saw on the subs bench but didn't get a game in the FA Cup against Burnley. He's back. So now Dragoshin as well. All of a sudden, things are looking different. We've got players coming back. I don't think Maddison, obviously, I don't think Maddison's going to make, and Maddison and Solomon, who are the next 2 cabs off the rank from the fitness from the medical room, I don't think that they're going to be ready for this weekend. But there's all likelihood, will they be ready for Man City, which is the next game we've got after this, Man City in the Cup? or will they be ready for the Brentford game in the league? Because they're the only two games that we have left in January after the game on Sunday with Man United. So yeah, someone's put it in already, and we've got our players coming back. That only helps us all. That only helps us all to have new players coming in. Some of the old deadwood has gone out, and then we've got our injuries coming back. What a second half of the season we have to look forward to if we've put up with all these injuries up until now in the first half of the season. And let's be honest, we've dealt with a lot of adversity in the first half of the season. Now for the second half of the season, boy, God, the world could be our oyster. And with Ange, who I trust 100% at the helm. Just you got loose chill music saying Chelsea are wanting to sell Gallagher for 45 million, and Spurs are interested, according to the Athletic. Like I said, at the moment we've done our business so early that it gives us 3 weeks to haggle deal. It's not like you're doing a transfer deadline deal, which Tottenham used to be famous for, doing it in the last minute of the window on the 31st day and the last day. We've now got time because we bought two of our priorities have been bought in already in the first third of the month. There's still 20 at the moment until for another hour and a half. We still have 21 days of the window left, so that's 3 weeks. So because today's not over here, so we got time to do it. You've got Talking Beer saying United fans are saying they're going to smash us. Well, you've got to support your club, haven't you? Adrian is saying Paratici has done well with his signings and is responsible for many positive changes throughout the academy. Long may he continue as a consultant. Yeah, Adrian's quite right. A point that's missed by a lot of people is a lot of the stuff that we're doing in the academy. For instance, where every team from the youngsters upwards, every team is playing the same system the first team play. So the way our Ange's team plays, all the young teams, the under 21s, under 19s, under 17s, and that, even down to schoolboys, they're all playing the same system. So therefore, there's a pathway, so people know the systems as they go through up towards the first team. He also came in and he changed the wage structure, whereby we will go and where we can now up wages for younger players that we bring in that have got great potential. Right, so we've got great potential, and he does that as well, or he's done that as well. So it's all a legacy that started over a year ago, and it's got us to where we are at the moment. But I mean, I asked the chat, and I'll ask you all: do we look rudderless, which we have in the past? Let's not. We've looked dysfunctional and rudderless. Do we still look rudderless, or do we look like a machine? Do we look like we're doing something? Tigaro saying, big up Tigaro. He says United couldn't smash a window at the moment. Adrian is saying that Spurs are being linked with Paulinho at Fulham. I would say, Adrian, are we looking for a 6? Are we looking for an 8? Are we looking for a combination of both? Because Gallagher's more an 8 than a 6, but Paulinho is more a 6 than an 8. So, I mean, it's great to have competition. I've said this all along. And when Werner came in, I said that he adds competition, and it also opens up other avenues at things that we can change. J React says, do you think we can beat Man United? I will say that I'll come on to what my thoughts are, because I've got something else that I wanted to talk to you about Tottenham and Manchester United. Talking this out, I know it's hilarious. Just heard one say, because they were successful in the past, they will smash us. All I will say, I don't want to tempt fate here, guys, is I remember us going to the North London derby, going to play at the Effeminates, and all we heard from the Arsenal fans is, you ain't coming to play Ange ball in our patch. We'll smash you off the park, blah, 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 blah. And, we drew 2 with them. They got an own goal and a dubious penalty. And I think we walked away with 68% possession. And people that I know, because I have got Arsenal friends, and people that I know, Arsenal friends, said, and I wish I should bring their emails up, they sent to me, but the Arsenal friends that I've got said, look, we used to love playing against Tottenham, and Tottenham coming here to play against us. He goes, but we don't want to play Tottenham. Not the Tottenham that's turned up now. We don't want to play against that Tottenham. Can we have the old Tottenham back? And that's coming from Arsenal fans, so they know something's cooking and something's happening. Norman Lamont says, I've followed Ange for 15 years now, seen a lot of Ange ball. Ange follows a step-by-step formula, relentless and ruthless. We are only about 55%. The end result is beautiful, beautiful football. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, Norman, I followed him. Sorry, when I'll say followed. I followed him at Celtic, but not before that. I followed him at Celtic, and I knew of him and watched him when he was Australia national coach. I haven't seen him when he was Melbourne coach. I haven't seen him when he was in Japan, but I've seen him elsewhere. And yeah, his systems. Okay, his philosophy on football has never changed. It's the same philosophy, but everywhere he's been, he's made little tweaks. He hasn't given up on the football and the style he wants to play, but he's done little tweaks, which is the thing is he's a great coach because his in-game management, he does little tweaks and changes the way that people play and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a dream, and I'm like I said, and I've said this since the summer, I'm 110% behind him. So even when we lost against Fulham, I was still 110% behind him when everyone was saying, hey, he's made a mistake, blah blah blah. You know what? At the end of the day, make mistakes or not, I'm still behind you, and I'm not going to give you grief about it. Adrian says Dyer gave an emotional farewell to us fans. Adrian, I haven't seen it yet. I'm aware that there's something going around on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. I haven't seen it yet, so I will see it. Ash P, it says, both teams getting huge defensive boosts. Van der Ven, Romero, Dragusin, Martinez and Casemiro are all fit. Are they? Is Casemiro and Martinez fit? Okay, I didn't know about that. Romero's back in full training yet. I cut that earlier. You've got Shanata saying, hey Ash, what time is it for you? It's 4 a.m. for Ash, and Ash has got to do a show tomorrow, which I'll come to a bit in a while. And Joe reacts exactly. I say this all the time. In Ange we trust. But what I wanted to say, because someone's asking me the question on the Man United game. So what I've done is I've gone to last season. So I'm going to the first game that we played last season against Man United, which was at Old Trafford in the league, and we lost 2-0. They got a goal from Fred in the 47th minute and Bruno Fernandes in the 69th minute. But this is what fans are now saying, not just Man United fans, but other fans are saying now. If I look at Man United's lineup and I read it out to you guys, Man United played with De Gea in goal, Dalot at right back, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw. Let's say, for argument's sake, Ash, that Martinez is back, because Martinez hasn't kicked the ball for ages, so I don't know whether he walked straight into the team. If Martinez was to walk straight into the team, then they've changed Onana for De Gea, but their back four is still the same as it was 15 months ago. In midfield, they had Casemiro, Fred, and Fernandes. Well, we know Fred's left because Fred's now playing for Fenerbahce in in Turkey. But Bruno Fernandes is still their captain and still plays. If Casemiro's fit, as you're saying, then he will be playing as well. And then that means that's another two players. And then they've got Anthony, Sancho, and Rashford. Well, we know Rashford's still there. We know Anthony's still there. Sancho's just left. So therefore, if they were to pick the two players that you're saying that are returning from injury, they would then have 8 out of that 11 starting on Sunday. Could have, yeah? Right. Tottenham Hotspurs, the team that we went out with, was Hugo Lloris in goal. We played a back three of Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, Christian Romero. So far, the only player that has a chance of playing out of the 4 that I've mentioned so far is Romero. In midfield, it was Doherty, Bentancur, Bissouma, Højbjerg, Perisic. I would say that Bentancur is a definite starter. I don't know whether Højbjerg will play or whether he plays Højbjerg or Skip. And up front, we had Son and Kane. So from the Tottenham team that played that day, 2 players will probably definitely be could be in the side. It depends whether Romero's selected. But 2 players. It just shows that from 15 months ago, how much work we've done at Tottenham to change our team. And this weekend, we could be lining up with Vicario, Porro, and then it's a combination, or you could play all three. If we wanted to play a back three, we could. If we wanted to play a back three, we could line up against Man United and have Vicario. We could have Dragusin, Romero, Van der Ven. Then you'd have Porro and Udogi. And then your midfield, you could have Benson, Corvair, and Kulu. And then you could have Werner, Richarlison, and Johnson. What speed and what a team Tottenham would have if they went out with that team against Man United. Now, Colin, I'm going to let you come in a second. Sorry, mate.
No, you're good. I caught you right in the middle. Go for it.
Okay, and what a lot of the fans from other teams are saying at the moment is don't hate on Tottenham. Tottenham are serious. Tottenham are doing some serious business, because if we go and we look at the team, right? So Romero played that day, right, with Dyer and Davis, but on the subs bench was Davis and Sanchez. Now, 15 months ago, and while Mourinho was there, and in the early part of Conte, because Romero was injured, our back three were Dyer, Davis, and Sanchez. We now have Romero, Dragusin, and Van der Ven as a back three. You can see the changes, yeah? You're with me, guys? You can see the changes. Where you had Perisic and Doherty, we've now got a Doggy and Porro. That's the changes. That's the evolving. That's making the team better. So when we get to playing on Sunday, and from all fans from other clubs, they're saying that Tottenham are serious. Tottenham are making changes. Tottenham have evolved their team. Tottenham, and this is why I asked the chat earlier, Tottenham are doing things that other teams have done before them. They're acting like a big team. Simple as. They're acting like a big team. And evidence has been shown what they've done, bringing Postecoglou in, and the business that we've done really early in this window is all part of it. It's all part of it. Sorry, Colin, you're here, my friend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Taking a nice little break. I get a 30-minute break. They let me out of jail for 30 minutes to to nourish myself and make sure I'm fresh for my next 4 hours of work. But I'm halfway through, guys, and that's something right there already. Halfway through.
Do you not have anything? Do you not have anything to eat during your break?
Oh yeah, usually I do, but I can kind of. I'm not. So my headset, while broken on one ear, is wireless, so I can kind of like skulk around and then touch, answer with like the button and so you do things when you work from home.
So just before I catch up with the chat, sorry, Colin, can you what we need to do is, because Ash is here, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and Ash is commenting, and it's 4 in the morning, and I'm just like, what are you doing, Ash?
Ash, yeah, man, never sleeps.
What I want to remind people is, let me just I'm coming back to you, Jay Reacts, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with everyone that we've got at the moment is that
so many names, by the way. What's up to everybody in the chat? There's a lot of cool people and their names that I haven't always seen. So thanks everybody for being here.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock GMT, which is 1400 GMT, which is 1930 Indian IST, and I think it's 6 in the morning CET. Ash will be on tomorrow doing a pre-match fan show with One MUFC. Now, one MUFC. This is Ash's White Chat Lane. One MUFC is obviously a Manchester United fan, and he has something like 75,000. Not 7,500, 75,000 subscribers. So there's going to be a post-match show tomorrow with Ash and this chap from One MUFC, and we're asking people to jump in, watch Ash, support Ash, because if he brings his supporters over, and he doesn't have to bring that many to catch up with us because we're not the biggest channel. It'd be great. So it'd be good if people could come and join us for Ash's show tomorrow. And
very well said.
And lend Ash some support. So yeah, I'll be saying to people again, but that is a show that Ash will be doing tomorrow.
You don't want to miss that one. That one's going to be crazy. I feel like just with the way that we know Ash likes to dish out some banter every once in a while. I think that it could get really fun. So everybody be there. I feel like we should sell tickets to that one. It's going to be a blockbuster for sure. So yeah, everybody.
And then I'll go back to Jay React says, in Ange we trust. Yeah, we do. And Jay Reacts, just to make this clear, as I said earlier, just now, a few minutes ago, and I said this all along, good or bad, I trust Ange 110%, good or bad, because to me, Ange will make the right decisions, and we are in a battle at the moment, but the war's much longer. So we've given the man a 4-year contract for a reason. This year he's moved, he's shook, he's changed things so much quicker than what anyone anticipated. He's united the fan base. He's united the players. We can all see that, and how they will speak about him. We can all see that he's united the backroom staff, from the groundsman all the way through to the tea lady, to the people in the laundries that wash the kits, to the chefs, and that he's united everyone. And he's also united the board, because the board must think this guy's a dream, because they're not scared of putting him in front of the media and letting him loose, because he's a dream. He's a dream. He gets on with the media. He's straight with the media, but he's not.
He doesn't get bullied. He doesn't get bullied by the media too. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, he's not antagonistic or anything like that. So he, all around, we have got the perfect gem all around, and therefore, you know, for me, I look at it in a bigger picture. It's not just about the here and now, like he says, and he's not kidding us since day one. He said there's a bigger picture, and that's what I'm into. I'm into the bigger picture, and for that, in Ange, I trust, and we follow him all the way through. Adrian is saying Man United 2, Spurs 3. I don't even think, I mean, our prediction show, by the way, guys, is tomorrow, 4 p.m. GMT. And that's when everyone can have a go at predictions. We do a predictions league here. I actually don't think, Adrian, in my personal and humble opinion, that if we put out a mixture of the players that I've just said from the back, if we put out them players tomorrow, I don't see them scoring past us. If the blanket is playing, I don't see him scoring past us, because the blanket, no one's quicker than the blanket. The blanket covers everything. And by that, I mean Van der Ven. Van der Ven is just he's the fastest man I've ever seen on the football pitch. He is so super quick.
It's insane. It doesn't look like he should be athletic with his build either. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the build of an athlete, in my opinion, but he does it somehow. So
you've got Shanata saying hello to you, Colin.
What's up, Shanata? What up?
And you got Ugly Fish saying, I really want Kane to win the Champions League, so I guess I wish Dyer success now too. Yeah.
That double-edged sword. Yeah, exactly. Sorry for that. Sorry you have to do that.
I actually say smash the lights for Colin. So what I'll say at this, because I haven't said it, I should have said it earlier on, but what I will say at this juncture is we now have memberships and that. So if anyone feels like they would like to join the family and join
La Familia.
Join us. We're now putting out more content so we can grab everybody's attention. So we've got Ash. Ash is doing a show, or Ash has been doing shows at 11 o'clock in the morning in our time here in the UK, or my time in the UK. So therefore, we catch people in Australia in their evening. I'm now doing shows in the evening to catch the people in Australia in their morning. We do a show anyway at 4 o'clock to catch people. So we're adding more shows to get around to everyone. So if people have become members, then it's important that we give them content back. So that's what we're doing. We've improved and we've gone to our shows much more so we can tackle and reach everybody. Talking of this, says, just watch the Dragusin's interview. He speaks good English, seems very motivated. Yeah, that's one thing I knew about his English before he
How did you know? Who told you?
No, they when they scouted him,
I'm just giving you shit.
But when they scouted him and done the due diligence on him, they knew that he spoke English. So therefore, language wouldn't be an immediate problem for him.
Perfect.
Ugly Fish. I don't think Ange would ever play a back three, but we have great players now for that system. Yeah, the players that he's got that are playing centre back could quite easily play, if needed, could play at left and right back as well. There is this man is bringing players in. There are so many different systems that we can play, and we can play with people in different positions because they're that flexible. Jay Reacts is saying, "Come on, you Spurs." Tigaro says, "If we go down to 10, the ability to play the high line with the back three is what Ange would want. Ange doesn't own a bus. True. Talking Beer saying 8 a.m. his time is when Ash's show is tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Talking Beer is 75,000, lol. That's an awful lot of plastic people. I'll see my way out, lol.
Yeah, I don't know if plastic people. I'm surprised they can use a computer over there in Manchester. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, no hate for Manchester.
Ash P saying, please save me from the United banter.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best.
Shanata saying, wow, 75,000 is insane. It was all her hard work. It was all Ash's hard work. Ash on her show, she reaches out to people within the Indian community because she's trying to grow this in India because she thinks that there should be Spurs channels in India, which is great idea. We've given her the platform here to do it, and she's flourishing. But she's every show that she's done, she's managed to get guests.
Good ones, really good guests.
Yeah, from all around. So she's worked really hard and done really well, and we'll support her all the way. So Norman Lamont says, I think Ange will play a 4-2-3-1. Good evening, Barbaric. Good evening, Barbaric. It's been a while since I've seen you, mate. I hope you're well. Happy New Year, Barbaric.
Hey.
The birth of my children was the greatest day of my life. Diet to Bayern comes very close second.
And we won't tell your wife if you want to tell us the truth and tell you that Dyer was better.
And Talking Beer says 75% of the world is covered by water. I think he's referring to, 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest is covered by Van de Ven and Venom.
Hell yes, it is. Absolutely.
Norman Lamont says 2-0 to Spurs. It'd be interesting because I've got to do the predictions tomorrow, and it'll be interesting because the predictions, when we run the predictions, it's always after the presser, so we get the news, views, and clues from Postecoglou. We try to, and then we do our predictions after.
Oh wait, you don't just wing it and say what you feel at the time, just what your heart tells you?
I always wait for the presser because I need to know who's playing.
I just go straight from the heart, just straight up, just. I don't know.
Well, that's probably that might be the reason why you're where you are and I'm where I am. Sorry, Carl.
Probably, yeah.
We love Spurs. Hello, we love Spurs. Nice to see you. Just hope Rashford and Anthony play. Anthony, though, does his useless skills. Yeah. 9:40 a.m. here. Cheers, Jose. Then you've got Ash P. Jose knows all. Do not doubt it, Colin. I'm not sure I do. Yes, Lee Smithy Smith. Bloody hell, what is this? Overtime balls. Big up anyway. No, Lee, like we said, because we've now got memberships, mate, what we're doing is now that we've got memberships and we have some memberships from the Australian community as well, it's only fair that we give them time. There's no point us just keeping till 4 o'clock show because then people are grabbing memberships and what are they getting out of it? They're not going to get anything out of it. So we're having to extend our shows and do them at a time where we reach absolutely everybody. Not even so you've got the Australians, the Malaysian people as well, and then you have got North Americans, you have got Europeans.
Everybody from India that watches because of Ash.
Yeah, and you've got the Indians as well. So we need to make sure that we've got shows so we can catch everybody, and that's what we're intending to do. So that's the reason why I've come on, and I will be doing more shows at 10 o'clock in the evening. Ash will be doing some at 11 in the morning to catch the crowd, and then we have our usual 4 o'clocks as well during the week. And then the weekend is as and when we see fit. So
make sure you tick that little bell.
You've got Talking Beer saying to big up Lee, and then you've got Bob from down under. G'day, lads from Oz. Yeah, g'day to you, Bob.
Big up, Bob. Good day, mate.
We Love Spurs. I'm thinking of starting a channel with my dad, but I'm not sure yet. We Love Spurs. If it's something you feel that you want to do, then just do it.
It's a blast.
We started like that. I started being in people's chats and contributing and being members on other shows and contributing. And then I decided I wanted to give it a go because I found it very frustrating that when people were talking and I was commenting, it's like you're spamming the comments because you can only put 250 words or 200 words, and therefore you couldn't finish what you were saying while you were writing it, and then further down you were writing some more again, and then further down you were writing some more again. So yeah, in the end I decided, you know what, let me bite the bullet and start a channel. I've started a channel, which I should have told people as well. Colin, I don't know. Would you be able to put my channel, the link up for my channel? Because this is actually dual streamed. We're dual streaming this on Talk and Ball and on my channel. So if people could go over and hit a like on my personal channel, maybe sub as well, which would be really, really good. Then that means that you'll get our content from both channels.
I posted it from both accounts, but it's there. It's posted from Talking About and from Elto.
Yeah, so if people want to go over, that's where I am. That will take you straight there. As I said, it's dual streaming at the moment, so people.
Yeah, if you don't do it, you're lazy. Just come on, just be a good friend to Jose. Look, he's providing us with wonderful content. Help the man. Be a good person.
Help
the
man. He says. So going back to We Love Spurs, you want to do it, mate, and it's within your gift. It's within your gift. Yeah. And if you want any tips or anything like that, you can always reach out to me on Twitter. I'm Eltel Cockerell, Collins Talk and Ball on Twitter, and we've also got Ash Paddy Coys, who's Ash is part of the channel as well. So we're all on Twitter or X, and you can reach out to us, and we can give you advice. The more the merrier. And at the end of the day, it's creating a community and passing on the love of Tottenham Hotspurs to other people. Shanata says, should we play the Dragushin interview on live stream like a reaction bit? You can't.
I honestly don't know if I'm allowed. Yeah,
you're not allowed. Yeah, if it's copyrighted, you won't be allowed to do it. Good evening, Tenopol. It says, big up. We will destroy Man United, and then we are going to win the Premier League. You're very, very confident, and I'm happy with your confidence. And then we've got Timmy. Hello, Timil. Hello, Timil, wherever you're from. And it says 2-2, front six of Decky, Lolo, Skip, Timo, Richie, Brennan. No idea what centre-back pairing will be. Look at that. Attacking. That's attacking, and that's what we need. Talking Beer says only 5 games this week. Yeah, Talking Beer. What they do is there's a midwinter break. So what we get is you get 5 games this weekend, and then the 10 teams that play in them 5 games are off the following weekend because the other 10 teams will then play, and then like that. So we're playing the first week, we get the week off. The people that are not playing at the moment get the week off and play the week after. So actually the 10 games are spread over 2 weekends. So when we do the predictions this week, I'll do the first 5 for this weekend. I'll have the other 5 there in the spreadsheet, but I'll ask for them the following Friday, and we'll just do the first 5. But then the scores and the update of the league will only happen after that week that finishes in 2 weeks, because then that covers the whole period, if you understand what I'm saying.
We got you.
Again, if anyone wants to come over, it's in the chat there, my channel. I'm gonna create a channel and call it Talk and Crystal Ball. I'll just make up shit as if I know the future.
Are you talking about our show right now? I think he's talking about our show, Jose. That's pretty much what we do.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm more than a crystal ball, because a lot of what I've said has come to fruition, and I'm going back to the summer before the season started. So,
smart dude.
But I still haven't won the lottery, Colin. No one's giving me the numbers.
We're still waiting. If anyone has those, please share.
And then you've got copyright is so frustrating. Oh, look at this for you, Colin. Look, Timmy L is from New York and North Carolina, USA. Big up.
Hey, what up, bro? Good to have another American in the house. We're underrepresented at times.
No, we're not. Look at this. Love the background in the new house, Colin.
It's a work in progress. It's going to be even cooler. I have a scarf and some lights, but I'm just lazy and also busy.
And the biggest Americans in the house.
What up, Ma? I'm on lunch break. I swear I'm on break. And they offered me an even longer lunch break. Isn't that cool? They said, "Hey, would you like extra time so I could eat?" Yes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Life is good.
Good evening. Sorry, it's good afternoon for you because it's early afternoon, Julie. I think you're either 448 or 548 at the moment.
548 for her.
Yeah. But nice to yeah. So now it's different from you, isn't it, Julie? So Julie, nice to have you. I'm glad that you joined us.
Thanks, Mom. She's the best.
She's
a bigger Spurs fan than like anybody. No, I would make up ridiculous stuff. Yeah, well, maybe we can get you a segment on our show where you come in, we ask you what's going to happen with stuff, and you give us the crystal ball answers. That could be a fun segment. We'll talk about that. And
then it's what time is it in the US, and someone's responded for you. What she said? No heat, Colin.
Oh, it's cold up here in the attic. There's no vents facing this. This room isn't meant for this, but I'm just repurposing it. It's supposed to be storage, but I'm like, why do you need storage?
Good afternoon to Bobby K as well. Good afternoon, Bobby.
Big up,
How
Bobby.
are you, mate? And then you've got Ash saying, "Hi, Julie. Tottenham mums rule."
Yeah, 100%. My mom's the best. She's, like I said, bigger Spurs fan than a lot of people I know. She'll go toe to toe with you on anything Spurs.
And then you've got Be Like Bobby. Look at that, Bobby K. He's now officially liked on both streams. Big up, everyone. And then you've got people saying, for the people that haven't joined us before, and there's some names that I haven't seen, you can see through our chat that it's a community. Everybody gets on. Everybody talks to each other, which is absolutely brilliant. And it makes our show easier because you comment and you make our show easier. And that's why we like doing it. So... And then, hi Ash, big day for Spurs. Yeah. It will be a big day for Spurs. Now, I'm going to ask a question of the chat. Right, so there's 27 you, it says here at the moment, which is quite good because it is it's late here, but you're all giving up your time to be here. I'm going to ask a question. Don't normally do this on one of these shows, but I've got some keep, bench, and sells, which is the game that we play. Some of you will know what we're talking about, but it's the game that we play. If you want to do some keep, bench, and sells that I've prepared, please tell me in the chat, and then I will do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, something.
There you go. Norman Lamont, thank you very much, has just become a member of the channel. Thank you very much, Norman. La Familia, yes. La Familia Talk and Ball. So thank you very much for joining, Norman. That's very, very kind of you. Big up to you. And you're getting love from people saying, big up to becoming a new member. So for some of you, so we love Spurs, right? Because he's saying, yeah, sounds good. So what we do, right, for the people that have not joined us before, is it used to be two players. Right, it used to be keep or send to West Ham. So we put two players up against each other, and you would choose a reason of who you would keep and who you would send to West Ham. The reason why it's West Ham is Colin. This is his channel, and Colin's the team that he detests the most is West Ham. So
I think they're a big club. They're annoying, and oh man, yeah.
So he's named it keep or West Ham, but in order to grab more traction, because you run out of ideas of players. So in order to change it up, what we've now done is we've done what we call same game, but it's called keep, bench, and sell. So what player would you keep? What player would you put on the bench? And what player would you send to West Ham? So we would, as a panel, we'll tell you our reasons as to why we do it. And then we ask people in the chat to put comments in there as to what they would do. Yeah. So if you're ready, I have set a couple up. For today. So what I'll do is we've got. Listen, don't leave, because we've got an intro for.
Yeah, this isn't ending. This isn't the show ending.
Yeah, this is not ending the show.
Everybody stay. It's cool. It's neat.
Yeah, this is not ending the show, as I said. So yeah, because before we've had people leave thinking we're ending the show. We're not ending the show. This is just the intro to the show. Yeah. So, and Colin, before it starts, did you give the strap line before or after the music?
After.
Okay. So with that, here's the intro for the game.
Welcome, everybody. It is Colin, and you're watching Keeper West Ham, the internet's favorite Tottenham game show. And are you guys in for a treat today? We've got two prepared, and I don't know which one. Jose, you got the controls. You got the controls.
Can I just say, Timmy? I was asking, is that Colin? It most certainly
years ago, my friend. That is an old video. It's a piece of history now. But yeah, it's been around. It's been around the internet for a while.
Right.
That is me.
So the first one I've got is, I thought to myself, what can I put on there? And I don't know whether it's going to be as challenging as what I normally do, because I really do try and challenge. But I thought to myself, things are changing. So I was talking earlier about 15 months ago. So things are changing. So the three players that we've got for you today, right, which is remember, please put in the chat what you would do. The keep, bench and sell is Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer. Remember what I said, out with the old, because these players were the mainstay of our defence during probably the Mourinho era and the beginning of the Conte era. So from that, I want you guys to tell me who you would keep, who you would bench, and who you would sell. And I suppose, because I set it all up, Colin, I'm going to ask you your
First
thoughts.
Of all,
you can share with the panel.
I would love to, but real quick, I want to highlight this comment. Skip is a perfect Mark Noble replacement. Mark Noble is probably half the reason why I hate West Ham. I want to punch that guy for some reason. He's just such a twit. Ugh. But anyway, back to it, you guys. So this one is hard for different reasons. I think everybody knows that I love Ben Davies. Well, if you don't know now, get to know, as some would say. But I'll say that, I love Ben Davies. Always have. He puts in a shift. He always works hard for the team. Doesn't really mind where he's playing. I honestly think he could play like as an auxiliary midfielder if he needed him to. But anyway, so I think my keep is going to be Ben Davies. Can play multiple positions. Is on low wages. Doesn't mind sitting on the bench. Then it comes down to the harder option, which is get rid of either Dyer or Sanchez. I think I'm going to keep Davinson Sanchez. I don't think we saw the best of him. I think that, I don't know. I think maybe he would thrive in this role we've got now. Who's to say, I guess, but I don't feel like we saw enough or the best of Davinson Sanchez, whereas we saw a lot of Eric Dyer, and we kind of saw the rise and fall of Dyer. We'd never see Sanchez really get to his peak. He was playing so well at Ajax before we brought him over. And then I don't know if it was pressure or what, because I honestly don't think it's a lack of skill in his case. So I don't even remember where he is now, but hopefully he kicks on, and you know what I mean.
Who is Colin?
Sanchez. He's in Turkey, right?
Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Is it Gala with Tonga?
Well, hopefully he has like a wonderful career there, because like I said, I think he's a good player, and I think I would rather keep him and then sell Dyer. But that's probably him for the bench and sell Dyer. That's probably me being my like anti-Dyer agenda, because Dyer might be the more useful player, could play defensive midfield if needed. But I'm going to stick with it. So keep Ben Davies, bench Sanchez, and sell Eric Dyer.
Okay, so that's Colin saying that, right? And from Colin saying that, the comments that we've then got, which we then need to come up with, is just going to go back to where we were. So is that Colin? Yeah, it is. Respect to you, Colin, from Timmy L. Then you've got Bob Dan Anderson. That intro makes him laugh. It's part of being part of the family here. We try our best. You've got Timmy L saying he'd keep Davinson, he'd bench Davis, he'd sell Dyer. Your mum's keeping Ben Davis, benching Eric, and she's selling Davinson Sanchez.
Our family's in the mud. Our family name. Yeah.
Right. Then you've got keep Davis, bench Sanchez, sell Dyer from Ash. Bobby K. Oh, thank God my son's not watching this.
Get him in here. Get him in. Let's have him have a go.
No, Bobby's son did a little short vid.
He loves Eric Dyer. Yeah.
Dyer, which I went and liked earlier on when you put it out there. Lee Smithy Smith saying, keep Davis, bench Sanchez, sell Dyer.
Boom.
Bob Down Under's keeping Davis, he's benching Sanchez, selling Dyer. And
Yeah,
for his boy, he's keeping Dyer, he's benching Davis, and he's selling Sanchez.
What a good dad. That's a good dad right there.
Interesting because we've still not got through to the rest of them. But what's interesting is that everybody has different opinions. And that's what football's about. We don't all have to agree. It's different opinions. So it's interesting to see what people's thoughts are. Timmy L saying that the iconic photo of Sissoko and versus Noble. You've got a thank you from Norman to Julie, because Julie was bigging up Norman for joining as a member. Talking Beer says he'd keep Davis, he'd bench Sanchez, and he'll sell Dyer to Bayern. Your mum saying, I loved when Sissoko got in Noble's face. For you, at least Smithy saying, love the box office quote, Cole.
Don't tell him, he'll charge me royalties, and I can't afford that.
We Love Spurs has come in saying he'd keep Davis, he'd bench Sanchez, he'd sell Dyer.
Boom. I like
nice
more and more.
And your mum's saying it's nice to see Ben's getting support in the chat.
Absolutely.
We Love Spurs playing in the Champions League. Julie saying Tonga played 90 minutes recently, which he has.
Yeah, I know.
Hello, Bot Russ. First time we've seen you. Hey, mates, the dragon has entered.
Yeah.
Hello.
Let me get the bigger one.
Adrian's decision is he wants to keep Ben Davis, he wants to bench Dyer, and he wants to send Sanchez to West Ham.
Wow. I had a feeling that one might be the popular one.
Hi, Quez. Hello, Quez. How are you, mate? It
second time we've seen you today, brother.
Yeah, he says, big up all. Keep Davis, bench Sanchez, sell Dyer. Bot Russ says Dragushin is going to be a very good player for Tottenham. We have no doubts about that at all. Anyone that speaks to Ange and anyone that Ange wants to bring in, we have 100
Yo, and
trillion.
Russ, thanks for being here. Just wanted to add that. I know we've already said that, but for real, thanks for tuning in. I didn't mean to cut off. We do have faith in the manager for sure. I cut you off really bad.
Judy Stevens says, I wanted Dyer gone, but his goodbyes made me tear up. I've not watched it yet. Yeah, I've not watched it yet. And your mum saying, Bot Russ, I'm getting excited for Dragushin. And Bobby K saying, sell Sanchez maybe like Turkey or something. Dyer to Bayern and bench Davies.
That's funny. Actually. I like that.
And then we've got this comment. Sorry, can you just read that comment a second, Colin?
Yeah,
I'm trying to catch up on my laptop at the moment.
For sure. Norman saying, counting loans, we still have to move on 10 players. Richarlison, Højbjerg, Hill, even Romero is not completely safe. Yeah, that's a bold statement, Norman. I mean, I don't disagree that we have a lot of players to move on, but I feel like Romero is pretty safe at this point, unless we bring in like another world-class blockbuster defender, which I don't see us doing. And even then, I think that I don't know, but
that's a nice comment from We Love Spurs. He says, "Can I just say you guys seem so genuine?" That's a nice comment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Like I said to the people that are new here tonight. Just have a look at the people in the chat. If you see the chat, we like everyone to enjoy themselves, and we like everyone to mix in the chat. It's the best way to be. It's a community rather than just about us. It's about yourselves. You're the ones that make the show. So
definitely, absolutely.
And what I will say is, it looks like I'm pleading here. I will say, if people can you come over and subscribe to my personal channel? Although I'm here and I do co-host, and this is my channel as well, I do have a personal channel as well. And if you could go over there, smash a like or join it, it'd be great. Going further down, I'm going back to the comments because I've just seen someone come in, and it's Manny again.
Manny.
So keep selling bench. Werner, Dragusin, and Manor Solomon. No, Manny. The person who prepares them all is me.
Jose has the power.
And then you've got, talking about, it baffles me that people want to sell Romero. He has been the second best centre back this season, statistically speaking. I don't want to sell Romero, but I tell you what, listen, people, do you want a treat? Right, I've done one keep, bench, and sell, but I had two prepared. Remember what I said? Out with the old. Well, I've got another keep and bench and sell, and I've got out with the old, but in with the new. And this one might be a bit more testing and a bit more taxing for you all. And with that, what I'm going to say to you guys is you're going to get the double treat, because we're going to give you the intro again, because we're going to do another keep, bench, and sell.
Perfect.
So here's the intro. Game 2 is coming up now.
You guys already know you're watching Keeper West Ham, the internet's favorite game show. Back to you, Jose.
Right. So what I'm going to say, I'm just going to quickly show the first one that we did, and the reason why is Manny has missed the first one. Says that he's missed it, and so has Dry Roasted Peanut. So for Manny and Dry Roasted Peanut, I'm just going to quickly show you the first one, and then I'm going to show the second one. So the first one was, you can only keep a player, you can only bench a player, and you can only sell a player to West Ham. So the first one that I did was out with the old. So this was our defence under Mourinho, and initially under Conte. So it was Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davis, Eric Dyer. Who are you keeping? Who are you benching? And who are you selling? And that's going out for Manny and
Dry Roasted Peanut.
Dry Roasted Peanut, who missed it the first time round.
Big up to both y'all for being in the house, though. We appreciate it. Having y'all in the house, being part of La Familia.
Colin loves that, La Familia.
La Familia. I'm stealing it. That's what our group is called now. If you're a member ever, you're part of La Familia. And even if you're not a member yet, if you're here, you're part of La Familia. So yeah, there's that one. So Jose, I have to go really soon because I have to stuff food in my mouth before. Okay. But I want to be here when we put up the second one, so I can quickly give you my. Because I don't really know yet, though. I'm going to be making my answer up on the spot, but that's the best kind of answer. I think it's the most honest. So
you've got. So at the moment we've got Tigaro's played, and so has Dry Roasted Peanut, but Manny hasn't given us anything yet.
Oh, Manny's came.
Is Manny coming?
Says keep Davis, bench Dyer, and sell Sanchez.
Right, so dry Roasted Peanut is keeping Davis, he's benching Dyer, and he's sending Sanchez to West Ham. Tigaro is keeping Davis, benching Sanchez, and he's selling Dyer to West Ham. And Manny is keeping Davis, benching Dyer, and selling Sanchez. As we promised, because I had this all set up today, I did 2 for tonight, just in case I needed them. So that's out with the old. We've done the music already, so we're not going to do the music again. But for your viewing public, this is in with the new. Tell me your choices, please. You have Romero, Dragusin, and Van der Ven. I did say out with the old, in with the new. Tell me, who are you keeping? Who are you benching? And who are you sending to West Ham? This might be a bit more trickier than the first one I showed up.
It's trickier for me just because I haven't seen enough of Dragusin to know, but I'm keeping VDV all day long. I think that his speed and youth, and I know that he just had this hamstring injury. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But we've got he's just unbelievable to me. His decision making seems really good. Only going to get better with age, as defenders naturally do. And then I think he's got a big enough frame, and he can take long enough strides. I feel like even when he slows down a bit due to age, he'll still be a good player. He's not completely reliant on his pace. I'd keep him. I would bench Romero, and then I would have to sell Dragusin because I've never seen him play. I know that sucks, and that's not a good answer, but that's what I got. That's what I got.
So just to confirm, you're keeping
VDV.
Okay, you're keeping the blanket, yeah.
Yep, Romero's going on the bench to come in and 2-foot somebody that I need. If I need revenge, I'm going to say Romero, go get him. And then Dragusin, unfortunately, has to go to West Ham because I've never seen him play, not even a match. And so I feel like I'd be a chump if I started talking, highly of him.
Okay, right. I'm not sure whether I've been called any names because sometimes I get called names
Nothing. No bad names. No bad names.
Sometimes I get called names. So let me see what we got in the comments. Let me see. Where are we? The comments for this started. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to look up here. He just did. Okay, right. So we got Bobby K saying, first of all, La Familia sounds Italian. Should it be the cartel? The cartel is, for me, the cartel is in South America. It's not far from where you guys. You guys are North America. They're in South America, the cartel. Talking Beer has said, no way, Jose. Besame culo. Not fair. Don't pull that evil on me. He's saying, kiss my backside.
I love it. I love the Spanish love.
Dry roasted peanuts coming with keep Romero, bench Van der Ven, and West Ham Dragusin. Ugly Fish saying that's rough what we've done. Your mum's booing me and saying she's going to keep them all. We've got Lee Smithy Smith. He wants to keep them all.
Smithy, you know the rules,
Manny's pleading the fifth.
Oh man, nobody wants to play this one. Huh?
Bot Russ is saying Dragushin is my choice for the first 11.
Sweet.
Dry roasted peanut just because Dragushin is new. Ash is saying that she hates this game.
You hate it or do you love it? It's sometimes it's close to the same thing.
Then we have Adrian Shaker saying is keep Romero, bench VDV, send Dragushin to West Ham. Just to let people know that I found that like button. Have you? And if you haven't, smashed it. Help us out. Judy says, I just can't. She says, we're lucky to have all three in real life. Manny, have you seen, do you have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the States?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so look, Manny's gone for phone a friend.
I love it. Love it, Manny. Love it. Love it.
It's brilliant. But what I will say, you're new to this, Manny. Some of these other people aren't, but you're new to this. But regardless, you can't plead the fifth. You can't phone friends. You just got to give us your choice. Ash is saying she'll keep Romero, bench Van der Ven, Sal Dragusin. I hate myself. Are you happy, Jose?
Wow, you're ruining lives out there.
Bob Down Under is not playing.
Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob.
And then you got Judy's laughing. Talking Beer saying find the button and it looks like this. Then push it real good. Tigaro saying he'll keep Van der Ven, he'll bench Romero, and he sells Dragusin.
I get it. I get that 100%. I'm the same.
And then Mile High Hot, hello, Leo. Big up, man. Big up, Leo. He says, big up, homies. I'm starting Van der Ven, benching Dragusin, and sending Romero to West Ham.
Shit, that's the first one of those we've seen. Sorry about my language, everyone.
Well, the first one I've seen Romero go to West Ham. Yes, the first one I've seen. Quez has jumped in with keep Kuti, bench Van der Ven, sell Dragusin.
Okay, guys, don't hate me. I have to run.
Carl, take care, mate.
Everybody, please don't forget to go to Jose's channel, El Tal Cockerel. He'll put the link up again, right, Jose?
Yeah.
Put the link. Okay, make sure you. All right, awesome. Everybody have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, Cole. Take care, mate.
Ash's show is going to be great. All right, see you guys.
You got Ugly Fish. He's coming in with see you, Dragusin. Thanks for coming. Bobby K. Van der Ven kept Romero to bench. Sorry, have to agree with Colin. Bye the dragon. We Love Spurs is keep Van der Ven, bench Romero, sell Dragusin. Judy Sievers saying, I hate even talking about Dragusin going and he's just in the door. And there's some people saying, giving love to each other, saying hello. Manny's saying, this is funny. No one answer. Well, there we go. There isn't just one answer, is there? Judy Sievers says, the harder the choice, the funnier the fun of the game. And then you've got Talking Beer bigging up Leo. People saying goodbye to Colin because he's had to go back to work. So you're now left with me again. And then, let's see what Talking Beer's got. He says, keep VDV, bench Dragusin, and sell Romero. Use that money to buy more quality players, but I still hate you for doing this. Look, when I came to this channel, I thought to myself, these keep West Hams and these keep bench and sells need spicing up. Sometimes, not very often, Sometimes I make them what I think are super simple. But then on other occasions, I do make them a tad bit harder. I won't say awful, but yeah, a tad bit harder. If some of you found this one hard, you want to see some of the ones I've done in the past. I don't think this one even touches the sides of some of the ones that I've done in the past. But yeah, like I said, what we tend to do for these people that are new, we tend to do these on our 4 o'clock show. But because we're trying to reach and we're going out to people that subscribe and to members that are throughout the world, we're trying to put on more shows at different times to catch everybody. So it's only fair to put the Keep Bench and West Ham, or the Keeping West Ham, and put that in the shows as well that we're doing, so everybody gets to view and sample exactly what we do on what we used to do on our normal shows. So yeah, so you've got Leo saying big up to the chat, much love to everyone. Lee Smith, the Harry Kane one was horrible. Yeah, I remember doing the Harry Kane. And the thing is, with newer subscribers and that we've got, because we've got newer subscribers, we can rehash and go back to some of the old ones that I've done. But yeah, the Harry Kane one, yeah, I'm trying to remember the 3 that I did. I've got an inkling of the 3 that I did, and yeah, it would have been a hard one because Kane is our all-time top goal scorer. But it's interesting, if I remember rightly, the majority of people sent Kane to West Ham, which is the interesting part. I picked 3 quality strikers there, and he's our record goal scorer, but he was the one I think the majority of people sent to West Ham, if I remember rightly. Botruss says, keep all 3 of them and play a back 3. I just hacked the game. There are many, many people who've tried to hack the game. Many, many people have tried. You also have Talking Beer saying, nah, te amo. He's saying he loves me. He says he loves me. And then Judy Sievers is saying, our feelers were hurt after he left. Our feelings were hurt after he left. So, yeah, going back to that. That was your Keep, Bench and West Ham. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, what I'll do for the Keep Bench and West Ham is I'll get more out there as we do the shows. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. So, yeah, going back to Tottenham, because we took a break by having that little fun and games and that. I'm going to ask you in the chat because I'm on my own and you guys are the ones that make the show. So, Manny's saying to Beer Talk. Let me see what Manny's saying to Beer Talk. I'm always interested in languages. Talking Beer. Te amo means boss in Tagalog in the Philippines. Interesting. So I can be known as I like you or I love you, or I can be known as boss. I don't mind, either one suits me fine, thank you. I mean, I'm not Postacoglu, but yeah, either one suits me fine, mate. Right, yeah, question I'm going to ask of you guys that are still with us is, what's next? What do you think is next? We're the 11th or 12th of January, depending where you are in the world. We've got 2 of our main targets in, or 2 of the priority positions that we were looking at. Supposedly, the last position is centre back. How do you guys feel? Is that the route that we should take? Should we be looking for a midfielder, or is the route that we're taking? Should we be looking for another centre back? Do people think we should be looking for another striker? What do you guys think in the chat? You tell me what your thoughts are, and then I can discuss it. The other thing I will say is people that are in the chat as well. If you want to ask me any questions, if you ask questions, I can either save them if you've got loads of chat going on, or I can just answer them for you. So yeah, Adrian. Yeah, I don't mind getting Adrian on in a minute. I've only just seen your message. Adrian, are you still here? Because I've only just seen your message, mate. I've only just looked at my phone and seen your message, but you sent this to me over an hour ago. So just let me know. So at the moment, you've got Talking Bit saying, big up money. Thanks for the info. That's pretty cool. Botruss, you're saying that we should go for another striker stroke winger. The thing that I will say to you is that I think that if we're to believe that Postacoglu's shopping list was a centre back, a left winger, and a CDM, then he's come in and he's bought the centre half. Sorry, he's got the left winger first. Well, he's not got the left winger because actually looking out for a left winger, he's ended up getting Werner, who can play across the front three, right? So, sorry, Adrian, you say that you're still here. Do you want to come on? Because if you do, then I'll send you the link. So Botros, just to answer, yes. So to me, by looking at that, he's actually done something that instead of getting the orthodox left winger, he's bought us a player that can play across the front three. So it actually helps us out more by having someone that's fluid and can play across the front three. But then it also opens up other opportunities in the sense that what it does, it provides competition to all three positions now, not just one position. It's providing competition for all three positions. But then it also means that we can think about what we're going to do in this transfer window. Or do they, now that they've got him in, we know Solomon's coming back from injury, do they now say, do you know what, we'll let Hill go out on loan? So for me, the Werner thing is, they've done what they've done, and it gives them an opportunity to it opens doors. As I said, it's competition, and it also means that we can do other things with other positions. What else? With the centre half, so with the striker winger, sorry, I'm not sure whether we're going to go for another striker winger. So and I'm not sure, do we need it? I think striker, we possibly will need one. But I think with the striker, in all honesty, I think with the striker, we're probably gearing up to maybe get someone in the summer. We must all remember that if we follow Postecoglou and we follow him, how he's managed other teams. You might have heard this before, but a lot of people that have watched him is he has a sacrificial lamb, right? And that is your centre is your sacrificial lamb, right? Hi, Adrian. So your centre forward is your sacrificial lamb, and therefore the centre forward has to do so much running, closing down, and stuff like that. And if you can get on the end of things, brilliant. But the number 9 is normally a sacrificial lamb. So therefore, I think that if we're going to go for a striker, we'll probably look at this in the summer and not at this present moment in time. Just before I get Adrian on, says Manny, I have relatives who speak Tagalog. Me, not a word. Bobby, I've got you starred, so I'm coming to you. I've got Julie saying, I wish I was more excited about Timo. Hope he proves me wrong. I think Timo under Postecoglou will be a revelation, and I think he's got. The thing is, he's got points to prove, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's got points to prove. He wants to get. Germany are playing the European Championships on home soil, so he wants to get into that team. He wants to be in that squad to play on home soil his championships. For us, it's a win-win because if he if he gets a lot of GAs, a lot of goals and assists in the last half of the season, then it pops up really, really well. It bodes well for us because it improves our position in the league, and that gives competition, means we're getting goals and assists from more than a certain set of players and more players. And then if he decides that if he's played well enough, then Tottenham could look at getting him for £15 million, which is double cheap for a striker like him. So, the Botros is then coming with me and said, probably the best move would be a super substitution for Maddison, a new cam. I don't know whether they're looking for a new cam or whether they're looking for more a 6 and an 8 rather than a 10, because you've also got Kulu that can play there as well. Julie Silver says, Adrian and his famous dressing gown. Bobby's telling you the Roadmaster's in the house. Big up, Adrian.
Big up, Bobby.
Manny, I'm not too sure what that says, but if you can tell me what the translation is, it would be much help. You got Kyogo from Celtic, who I'm referring to. Yeah, he was a sacrificial lamb at Celtic, but he managed to get on the end of things and scored like 20 odd goals. Talking Beer saying, look, Mr. Schroker, with the Jedi Council, look, love it, sir.
Hi to everyone in the chat.
And then what I've got before we start off, Adrian, I've got 2 questions here. And the first question is posed both questions at the moment are posed by Bobby. But do you want to take this? He's asking which midfielder comes in and gives up competition for a place, Adrian.
I'm not as struck on Conor Gallagher as everyone else is, but people are telling me now, don't get me wrong, I'm very Spurs centric. I'll go and watch anyone that's like linked with us in the media, and I'll post the videos in my group. They're all there. There's loads of young kids there and stuff like that, and they all look excellent prospects. Whether they make it in the Premier League, I don't know. All right, Conor Gallagher's proven, so is Calvin Phillips. Today we had another rumour that we're linked with Paulina at Fulham. I want someone who gives you a bit more, but I'm just so impressed with Artur Vermeeren. And he's 18, but he had a barnstorming game against Barcelona. And he's one that all the youngsters I've looked at, he made me sit up. You know? And I just think, I don't care if he's 18. They say if you're young enough and you're good enough, play you. Like, you know, I mean, there's not many that young, precocious talents that come through. But he can play as a 6, 8, and a 10. He's like he looks a complete midfielder at 18 years of age, and I would get him. But we're linked, like I say, if Ange goes for, if we're starting to get rumours we're linked with other midfielders, it's because Conor Gallagher's not coming. I don't think his heart would be in coming to Spurs anyway, being as he's Chelsea through and through, and I understand that. I don't knock him for it. So then, if you're going for established, proven Premiership players, you do look at Calvin Phillips. Paulina is going to cost 60 mil, so I don't think we're going there. Calvin Phillips, probably 40, 45, you'd get him for that. It's a possibility, isn't it? I think it's a stronger possibility than Conor Gallagher. If we went to Chelsea and offered the money, because of their FFP issues, they would agree to the deal, but I just don't think the player would come. I think he'd do a skip and say, look, his contract runs to 25. I think he'd say, no, I'll play it out. And the play up in the fence, it would really annoy the Chelsea supporters because he has been good for them, or apparently not so good on the last few.
Sorry, Adrian, let's just say, was just saying bye to Ash because she's off to bed because she's got a show. She's got work and she's got a show tomorrow. Ash, I will be plugging your show again. I will be there supporting you. I'm hoping other people will as well, but I will come on here. Sorry, Adrian. So good night, Ash. Take care. Go on. Sorry, Colin. Carry on. Go and carry on, Adrian.
If it was a striker, which is not going to happen now, but we've got money. Look, we would have put down payments down on these. I doubt we'd have given Jenna the full fee. We don't get the full fee when we sell a player. It's installments and structured deals, aren't they? They're structured deals, but you know, if you look at like what we'll get for Dyer, probably paying his wages to the end of the season or whatever they are on the loan deal, with a cheap option to buy, you know, and then like how much have we actually put down on Regrusin straight away. You know, we haven't spent a lot. We haven't outlaid a lot. And by the time we get through to the summer, people like me will have paid for their season ticket renewals in April, like, you know, or May. So there'll be more money coming into the club. Plus that 50 million wasn't taken. It might be the unique money that might be for the hotel and other stuff, you know. But the Kane money, what was it, 80 odd million or whatever it was, which is good fee for him. You know, we haven't spent, you know, a quarter of that yet. So we can go and spend big if it's the right player. I mean, if you wanted a good winger rather than young kids, you could try and get.
Hold on, but the question that Bobby posed, right, is. So, yeah, you're going off tangent because the person that he posed, the first question he's posed
the midfielder.
Is which midfielder comes in and gives up competition for a place. So you've named some midfielders there, right?
Yeah, the others mentioned are young. The kid that you've got. I mean,
let's say
even Morgan Gibbs White.
Let's go to 3, Adrian, that you said, right? So let's say you're not sold on Gallagher. But Gallagher's someone that's out there. You said Paulinho, but you prefer Vermaelen from the Belgian club, from
Antwerp.
Antwerp. That's it. He plays for the same club as Janssen, and Odeviron, right? But with that, you're talking about 2 8s there and a 6, isn't you? So Paulinho's a 6, where the Gallagher and Vermaelen are both 8s, aren't they? So what is our greatest need then for you, Adrian? If we're going to answer Bobby's question, is our greatest need a 6? Is it an 8? Or is someone that can do both?
The ideal situation would be to get a midfielder, and I think like Vermeeren, who could do it all. But other than that, I think what's more likely, if we're going homegrown, I think Calvin Phillips is more likely. Because I just think he is gettable because City will sell him. Whereas like Paulina, you're not getting Paulina from Fulham in this window, even if they were to sell him. Plus he'd be 60 million. Morgan Gibbs-White would be 60 odd million, right? Conor Gallagher would probably be 50 million. Chelsea would sell, but he won't come. He won't. He's not coming at Spurs. He's Chelsea through and through.
But Vermeeren is, for me, from what I've seen of the player, I'm not going to say that I know as much as you because you looked into him. But from when I've seen him play and when I've seen the player, he looks more an 8 to me than what he does a 6. So are you saying to me that he does a 6 role as well?
He can play defensive.
Oh, he can
play as a defensive midfielder.
Okay.
He looks like he's got it all, in his box, and he can score a goal and all. So, but it would be a punt, it would be a gamble. But if we look at the homegrown, the other homegrown, see, because the media know we're looking for a midfielder, they're linking us with every now the centre backs in. We're going to be linked with every midfielder on the planet, right? Now we could go for. I tell you, who looks good at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Cordell Manu Cohn looks a good player, and he looks like Conor Gallagher plus. That's what he looks like when I've looked at him. He looks better, right? Technically better as well. So I think
is he with a surname? Is he at the AFCON?
He could be.
Yeah, because when you got Kone as his surname, it sounds like it's an African surname, and he could be with them.
Look him up. I think he's French.
Oh, is he?
It might be. I've looked at so many these last few days and posted a few videos in my group because you get people criticise. Go, okay, go watch the videos, then come back to me.
Yeah, Manu Kone's French footballer. It says French footballer. Yeah.
Right, he might have been born in a French colony. I don't know if that counts with French citizenship and stuff like that. I don't know what works like.
He's French. He's French Ivorian. So
about 22, I think. Isn't he?
He's from the Côte. I think his family are from the Côte d'Ivoire, so from the Ivory Coast. But he was born in Colombes in France.
Right. I'm just trying to see where I've got him written down here somewhere. We'll have him down somewhere.
He currently plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, but he came through at Toulouse, and he went to Borussia in 2021. But saying that, sorry, just to catch up with the chat while you're looking, Manny's saying Lord of the Robes. Ugly Fish is saying, I like Adam Wharton we've been linked with. I only watch some YouTube.
Was it Hayden?
That's Hayden Hackney's at Middlesbrough. Adam Wharton's at Blackburn. I only watch some YouTube highlights, but he looks perfect for a 6. Dry Roasted Peanut is saying that you're our national treasure. Norman Lamont is saying, I think Werner. Then you've got people saying good night to Ash. Right, so Dry Roasted Peanut has come in saying it's because Gallagher is homegrown also. Whiteman and Austin won't accept wasting their careers to make up our homegrown numbers forever. Julie is saying that homegrown is important at the moment. Dry Roasted Peanut says I don't want to block the path for Alfie Devine.
No, neither do I.
Julie's saying Paratici has his eye. Paratici have his eye on anyone? He's been spot on so far. Norman Lamont has come in saying Kyogo scored 30. Nobody had heard of him. Werner will smash it. It's Richie who has the question mark. He was awful against Burnley, slow and clumsy. He's the number 9 for Brazil, really.
See, to the chat, this is what I want you to consider, right? Those of you that followed Spurs for a few years now, you would have seen Moussa Dembele play. And his strengths were he was a ball carrying number 8, right? And like you couldn't get the ball off him. Even in a training ground, they struggled to get the ball off him. It was so hard to get the ball off him. So let me put this to you. You see, Kulu can do that. If you needed a number 8, if people say, I want him as a 10, fair enough. But Kulu could play on both wings because his hold-up play is that good. This is my opinion, so I can take pelts for it, right? He could play as an emergency number 9, could play as a 10. We know he can play as a 10. He could play as an 8. If it was defensive midfielder, because his defensive qualities are that good, he could play as a 6. To me, he could play as an inverted fullback and a regular fullback. I think he's that versatile. He's 23 and he'll improve. So Kulu could play as that 8 when Madison's back in the team, who've got other injuries. But yeah, we've got Skip's out of his depth at this level completely. Højbjerg doesn't suit the system. But Lo Celso's made of glass, isn't he? He's got a muscle strain, so won't play tomorrow. So he won't play Sunday, sorry. So obviously Kulu and Bentancur will play with Skip. If Højbjerg's going, Skip will play because Ange will want to give Skip as much playing time if Højbjerg's going to leave. You know, see if he can get the best out of him. I would prefer Højbjerg to play in that game, but I don't see that happening. But, you know, back to the midfielders, we've been linked with Matthias Sula at Juventus. Like I say, Kone's one, Vermeeren's one. There's in the Argentinian Boca Juniors, there's Ezequiel Fernandez. We've had a look at him in midfield. I'll put a video up on him as well. But you know, I don't know how these kids are performing in the Premier League. That's the thing. If you want to go for proven, you go for Calvin Phillips because Conor Gallagher's not coming, and Paulino, you ain't getting him. And he's the experienced one. So, you know, we're talking about the second half of the season when we got a chance of winning. Well, we are going to win the FA Cup, and then you're talking about, you know, our outside chance of winning the league. So then you'd get Calvin Phillips. I can't think of other midfielders. You know, Morgan Gibbs-White, 60-odd million. Nah, not happening.
Right.
And these teams are not going to want to part with their players, but Calvin Phillips is surplus to Man United. And he to me looks the more likely candidate, Bobby. But unless we go left field and get someone in from Celtic or Asia or something that we ain't heard of, which could happen.
So you've got to jump because I want to catch up with the chat, mate. So going to Ugly Fish 7, I think they will let Lange bring them 1 or 2 young players. Then you've got Daniel Sandoval saying, big up, one love to all Coys. Buenas tardes, Daniel. Espero que todo esté bien, amigo. You've got Chan. Chan's in the chat. So Chan was on with us on the show earlier, and Chan is now here again. So I hope he slept well. But Chan says, the last 48 hours couldn't have been better as a Spurs fan for me. From here we go, and unveiling of Werner, to here we go for Dragusin, and talk of Spence and Dyer outgoings to my 4 p.m. talk and bowl show. Wow. So, yeah, we appreciate you, Chan. But I do say to you, mate, and you know, because I message you all the time, I think you need to get a bit more sleep because your body must just get burnt out because you don't stop. You're like the Duracell bunny, you just don't stop. Manny's reminding us that it's not Kai Ogo, it's Kaio, same as Yo. No, so letting us know. And Dry Roasted Peanuts is saying, Richie always seems to be annoyed at someone when he misses chances. He's too emotional. Talking Beer saying Kevin Phillips on loan would be ideal. Calvin Phillips, sorry, on loan would be ideal. And then you've got Manny saying Hatate, Kyogo, Maeda from Celtic. Take all 3 of them. Although I think that they're good players, and I do, Manny, I don't know whether there's any contractual reason why we couldn't have gone for any of them players, right? Because obviously we've got Ange from Celtic, and also what I will say is Ange at the moment he's brought in Werner. I'm not going to say this doesn't happen, but he's managed Jota before, and everyone was saying Jota will come to us, and we've not heard much about it at all. So with the level of the playing style in every country that Ange has been to, or the leagues that he has been to, has made him think he has to pick the right players to play in the team and the league that he's in. He's managed to do that in Australia. He's managed to do that in Japan. He's managed to do that in Scotland. And now he's got to do it in the Premiership. The 4 leagues are totally different, all 4 of them. So where a player may fit a league somewhere else, either they don't fit us, or I think there's something contractual with when we got Postecoglou, which means that he cannot go and get players from Celtic.
What the fan base should concentrate on is the fact that no matter what other positions we're linked with, our next priority for Ange is that midfielder. And so we could get a fourth player and a young player. I'll go through some later. But he's going to go for that midfielder because he obviously knows, look, Højbjerg's going. Højbjerg wants to play in the Euros. He knows he's not going to get a lot of game time. You've got Saab, Basuma, Bentancur, Maddison in front of him. Then you've got Decky probably in front of him. And we don't know what's going to happen with Lo Celso. So that's 6. You know, Lo Celso's been given game times. Højbjerg and Skip said he's going to stay. Okay, you keep him because he can be player 21, 22 up to 25 in the squad. You know what I mean? You're going to have a group there at the end. You know what you want is about 18 in your squad, and then like 7 can be made up of this and that. You know what I mean? So So if we're talking about player to improve the squad and the bench, so he's equal on the bench, whether he's on the pitch or on the bench, then we're going for a midfielder. So I sort of think it'll be like Calvin Phillips. But when we move on, do I think we'll get a fourth player? Yeah, I do. And I think it'll be a youngster. And I hope it's Vermeeren. But Stanis Idumbu Muzambu, who's 18, a winger, right-footed winger at Ajax. He's only got 6 months of his contract left, refused to sign. Tricky winger. He played against Man United. Did he score against them in that league? I'm not sure. Can't remember. Anyway, so he's good. But the Rooney Badaji or something, Bargi from FC Copenhagen, he's a left-footed right winger. But they're talking about 20 mil for him. Well, if you can get Stanis for nothing or for a small fee, you're not going to pay 20 mil. Arthur Vermeeren, I know he's 18. I think you're looking at 30 to 40 million for him. A lot of clubs have looked at him in Europe, but the time to get him now, mind you, we said that about Gift Orban last season, who seems to have disappeared off the radar. But this is a different position, you know. As for strikers, not until the summer. Not until the summer. There'll be an auction for Jimenez.
Right, I've got another question to come up with because otherwise we'll go off track. We've got no strikers now. But you got Talk and Ball, Adrian, saying, so Colin is working, as we all know, because obviously it's an American time and he's currently working. But he's saying, I have this muted, but he's watching you, the sexy guys. He's obviously referring to you, Adrian. He's not referring to me.
No, I must be referring to you.
And Liam Hartley says, Jota is a no-risk loan and makes sense. Bobby has said, Jose, apparently Ange made a gentleman's agreement with Celtic when he left that he would not come back and raid them.
Yeah.
He's a class act and he will keep his word if this is true.
Yeah, he would.
And I said that earlier. I said it makes sense because it's either the players aren't good enough or he's got an agreement somewhere that we've got him from Celtic, so he couldn't go back to the club. Paul Brown, good evening, good afternoon, Paul. Says, Coys, it's in the bag. Share, and sub. Come on, you Spurs. Manny's saying, I like to see Japanese players at Tottenham. I am Japanese and from the Philippines. Manny, there's no reason why anyone from any nationality can't play in the Premiership if they're good enough.
Exactly.
We've seen Japanese players play in the Premiership already. At the end of the day, Ange, who we trust, or I trust, and I hope fans trust wholeheartedly, he will, and he always says, I watch football with my own eyes, and he sees football through his own eyes, not through others, but for his own. If he believes a player's good enough and he's going to improve our team, and then we'll go for them, and it doesn't matter on age or nationality. Dry Roasted Peanut says, does Ange have a history of bringing in past players as he doesn't with his coaches? I'm not sure. I couldn't answer that for you. I'm not sure. But I think some of the players that he took to Celtic either played for him or played in the Japanese league, so he knew all about them when he took them over to Celtic. Talking Beer saying, Huang, please, love that dude. Chan is saying, no time and need for sleep. Once my 4 p.m. Talk and Ball show with Mr. Sievers and Senora Garcia ended past 6 p.m., which what he's not telling people, that was well past 2 in the morning by the time we finished in Malaysia. Chan is now just gone. When we started this show, it was 6 in the morning, and Chan's on his way to work. So if Chan went to sleep after coming off the Talk and Ball show at 4 o'clock, then Chan has had less than 3 hours sleep. So Chan can't tell me that he's not tired. He must be. and he says that 6 p.m. the Jed Spence confirmation, and he knew that the socials were gonna go fire. He needs to catch up with some sleep. Good on Ange. He's got a gentleman's agreement with Sark. That's fair enough. Norman Lamont is saying, I think Kulu is best as a DMF. He's a good ball winner, strong on the ball, high work rate, good in attack, and he's got a big heart. Dry roasted peanut to what you were saying earlier. Says Stanis is going to Sevilla.
Fair enough.
Manny's saying, can Kulu be a 9? I think he can, is what Manny's saying. I can come back to that. You've got Bot saying Anahi or Unahi from Marseille would be fire. Right. Chan's coming with Bobby Kang going above and beyond the call of Spurs community circles, Rome's manship with his ever presence on social media and live chat talk shows. So he's showing love there to him. Manny's saying, I did not mean bad. I think they are good football players, and Ange knows. No, and I agree with you, Manny. I agree with you. And Kulu, Agnifish saying, I think Kulu sees himself as a 10. I like him on the wing, though. Right. So a second question that was posed by Bobby. So I'm going to get rid of his first one. But Bobby had posed a second question, and we're only answering the question, Adrian. So for you, you can answer it. If we can sell Højbjerg for 25 and we get Gallagher for 40, do you think he is worth the 15 mil difference? Bobby says he is to me. He thinks he's worth the 15 mil difference if a deal could be struck at them prices. But I'll go a bit further. If we got 25 for Højbjerg, I'm going to ask you the same question. If we got 25 for Højbjerg, Adrian, and we had to pay 50 for Gallagher, Bobby saying 15. I think the difference might be a bit more than that. Is he worth paying 50 for if we sold? Okay.
No,
why?
That's only my opinion. I mean, like, I see Gallagher. I've seen him play at his best, and the other times I've only seen glimpses of him. So I'm not. Bobby's probably seen a lot more of Gallagher than I have, right? Obviously, he has. But when we lost to Palace, he played that game. He played ever so well. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea fans have been on his case a bit lately about passing sideways and backwards and things like that. But I just think for that sort of money, 40, 50 mil, I said they've got to be better all-round players. There's got to be better all-round midfielders out there. I mean, and I bet there are. I mean, if you went back to Italy, I bet you'd find a better. If you're talking about defensive midfielders, that's where the best defenders come from. Italy. Paratici, who you got on your list?
Yeah. So for me, I would say, and I said this back in the summer. For me, the best, the value, and you, Adrian, you've heard me say it on shows, and you've agreed with me in the past on shows. And I'm talking about at the start of the season, Adrian, when we were talking. Probably in the summer as well. And I was saying, I think the value for players is coming out of Italy. That's where you're going to get the value from because of the money situation throughout the world at the moment within football. The value would come out from Italy because Italy went skint before Spain. So with Italy, you're going to get the deals now. Spain, you can't get the deals at the moment because you go to Spain, you still have to pay top dollar for some players. But I think Spain will catch up to where Italy is, and then the value will be going to Spain to buy players. But at the moment, I think the value has always been in Italy, and hence why Signor Paratici or Don Paratici keeps going out there to do shopping.
And he loves the Juventus. See, the thing with Juventus, we were linked with Samuel Illing Jr., the ex-Chelsea player, who's homegrown, and he's more winger type player, isn't he? But the other player they loaned out is the Cremonese or something. That was Matthias Sule, who's been getting some good reports. What I've seen, don't know. Thing is, don't know what Angie's really looking for. I think he's got every type of midfielder that he could need at Spurs. But if he's looking for something else with a bit more grit and stamp on the game, then Skip and Højbjerg aren't the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's trying to find. Yeah, I dare say there'll be lots of midfielders starting to be linked now with 20 days to go in the window. I'm sure we'll get one. We'll definitely I still think we'll bring 2 players in. I think one of them be a youngster. So, but I'm not too bothered about the youngster. I mean, I'd love Vermeeren, as I keep going on about him, but even with the talks of the other wingers we've been linked with, like Stanis Muzambo, that Rooney Bargy and all that. I mean, we got Alfie Devine out on loan. You know, we've got Santiago in the under-21s. And a lot of the fan base have been moaning about the pathway. And I've said on previous podcasts that I think Josh Keeley is out on loan to Barnet now. And Forster was given an additional year's contract. Which tells me, once you give Forster, who's 37, a year's contract, what does that really say about Austin and Whiteman? Now, Whiteman's been injured, had a bad injury, and Austin was the England under-21 goalkeeper. I don't know if he is now. And then you've got Josh Keeley, the Irish lad.
But ain't Austin about 24 years old now?
Yeah, so we would have heard rave reports about him. He got good reviews, but not outstanding reviews like we've had about a lot of the other under-21s we've got. So I'm just reading between the lines. I think, Josh Keeley's Forster's got the year's contract because in a year's time, Keeley's going to be number 2 to Vicario, and the other keepers are kept because they're homegrown. So is Forster. So that's three goalkeepers that are homegrown. So yeah. So I think Josh Keeley will be number 2. You know, the little I've seen him in the under-21s, they're playing this Friday, by the way. So there's a game on Friday on Spurs Play. So I should be watching that tomorrow if I don't forget. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the midfielders, it's a tough one, Bobby, because it's some of this talk might be pure smoke screens. I mean, surely all this talk of the thing that gets me with the Gallagher situation, right, is we were in for him last year. There's been a lot of talk about it. If there was anything really concrete rather than media BS out there, we would have heard that we've approached the player, we've spoken to the player's keen to come. We may or may not reach an agreement with him, and we've had none of that whatsoever. None of it.
Yeah, but sometimes, Adrian, the media BS, as you say, sometimes helps us out because it masks. So what people are doing, they're clutching at straws to get stories out there because they're not finding anything out from the club. And then what it does, it helps us because we're actually going for targets and we're facing our obstructions in doing so. And where I'm saying that, everyone has been jumping on the bandwagon about Jota, and it started about 6 weeks before the window opened. Everyone was saying Jota. Everyone's still got Jota. Even up until the first week in January, everyone was talking Jota. All of a sudden, we get linked, and within hours of getting linked on Saturday, Werner's in. Werner's been agreed.
Smart move. It's a no lose situation on loan.
But what I'm saying, Adrian, sorry, what I was trying to do is say as well is, remember in the summer, the everything was Raya. All of a sudden, the news was Tottenham don't want Raya, and the next thing, we're signing Vicario. Do you see what I mean? So for me, some of this clickbait or some of this reporting is probably coming out from the reporters because of something that we might have had an interest, or we might have looked at a player beforehand, and because the club is keeping it so quiet and under wraps who they're going for, they're coming up with the old players' names and that, where really we're looking at someone else, which is giving us a clear run at looking for someone else because everyone's being thrown off the scent saying that we're going for other players. That could be some of that as well, couldn't it?
Yeah, and there's another Genoa midfielder who's been linked as well, no surprise. Frendrup, he's been linked, Danish international. So he's been linked as a possible midfielder. My eyes always seem to go back to Serie A because I bet Paratici's got a list of midfielders. I bet he has. So, and I don't know. They've done well though, Lange and Scott Munn.
Yeah,
and it was with help from Paratici, obviously. Yeah. And I want him to continue as a consultant because he's been good for us, you know.
Yeah. So you've got Drivers of Vincent. I was kind of cheering on Bayern this year, but then after trying to steal Dragushin, I wasn't too sure. But now they took Dyer. I'm a fan again. Bot Russ has come in with Azadine Unahi, search him and we'll see that he would be excellent for Tottenham and for Ange in the midfield. He would not be very expensive too. Great transfer. I'm just reminding people that there is a link for anyone who wants to become a member that's pinned to the chat. Bot Ross is saying he played very well in Qatar. Paul Brown is agreeing with Bobby, I think, that Ari Gallagher for 15k, absolutely. So he's saying if we sold Højbjerg for 25 and then we could get Gallagher for 40, he's all for it, Paul Brown. I just don't think Gallagher comes for. I think Gallagher's 50 or north of 50, to be honest. And I don't think Chelsea would sell him to us, even though for FFP they probably need the money. I don't know whether Chelsea would do business with Tottenham. But anyway, Bobby, because Adrian only really seen Gallagher when he was on loan at Crystal Palace and thought he was fantastic for them. Can't say how he's been at Chelsea. Lee Smith is saying, I've got to go sleep, guys. Big up. See you all tomorrow on Cuban again. Good night, Lee. Take care, mate. Sorry, I'm just catching up now. You probably left a while ago. Well, you sent that at 11:48, so about 7 minutes ago. Talking bit. Okay, let's say Maddison is back. Where would you rank Gallagher in this midfield lineup? Benta, Kulu, Mad, Saar, Biss, Skip, Hybo, Lo Celso, Divine. So for me, Gallagher, my midfield would be, if I'm looking at that at the moment, I'm picking Bentancur. Who was the other one I was looking at? My favourite midfield out of these lot would be Bentancur, Lo Celso, and Kulu. That's my favourite midfield because I think technically the three of them are so gifted. I really do. But Gallagher he's got an engine, isn't he? And I'm leaving Saar out, but Saar's got an engine as well. So it's an hard one talking beer, but I'd probably prefer some of our players that we've got at the moment over Gallagher. But the way I'd look at it is if we've got 6 or 7 midfielders, if Gallagher comes in, Gallagher's not your 7th midfielder. So Gallagher.
You might see we're trying to be mystics here, aren't we? And you trying to think in Ange's head now. If he wants another dog of war in there to play with Saar, and then put your creative player in there. I'd always play Bentancur, but then you got Maddison as well. Lo Celso's got another slight muscle strain. Do we want it? He keeps getting injured. Do we really want him? Right. We know he's a quality footballer, but it's no good if he spends half the season, on the sick bed. It's no good to us. We've had enough of that in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking in recent games when things haven't gone well for us, what's happened is the way I've seen the game, so I stand to be corrected by you lot on the channel, is we've started well brightly, then teams that have got more bodies in midfield have gradually got a grip of the game and taken over and had more possession. And then when they've got like 4 or 5 in midfield to our 2, you don't have to be the greatest skillful players in the world to pass through 2. Short 5-yard passes around us, and all that, and they're down at us. And Bournemouth were good at that, and Brighton were good at that, and we didn't see you have an answer. And this is where Ange's ball isn't quite working, because when we had everyone fit, we'd push up to the halfway line and squeeze it. But what was getting me is if our 2 in midfield were getting overrun, Jose, where are our inverted fullbacks coming in to help out the 2 midfielders? They're attacking and getting upfield. So that's fine. But when we lose the ball on the break, it's like 4 midfielders against our 2 because we've already passed through them. So you got to be on point with Ange's ball, and your inverted fullbacks have got to be on point as well. If Porro's down on the right wing and you doggies moved up like in a number 10 position around a penalty area and they clear it because we've passed through them, that's great. We've caught them on the hop. We finish our dinner, that's great, and score a goal. But if we don't and we faff about, lose the ball, and they kick one down the side of the wings, and they've got 4 against 2 of our midfielders, and our inverted fullbacks are nowhere to be seen, they're running back to chase the game. It hasn't. The first 10 games, sweet. We'll see. Now that Romero and that are coming back into Dragosin, I think we're going to see a much better Spurs. So that probably won't happen, because when you start improving in positions, the player around you improves that hasn't seen you for a while, and all. It boosts the confidence throughout the team anyway, and the squad and those on the bench, and I just think we'll be that much. I think we'll be that much better.
Right, Bobby's coming. Sorry, Bobby's coming saying that in order for him, his order is he'd have Madison, Benton, Corsar, Gallagher, then Lo Celso, Basuma, Højbjerg, Skip. Now, and that's what I was saying. I've only just seen Bobby's comment now, but what I was trying to say was, Adrian, if someone like Gallagher came in, I said I do prefer some of our midfielders over Gallagher, all right? But if you brought Gallagher in, Gallagher wouldn't be number 7, is what I was saying. So Gallagher would offer competition. Do you see what I mean? And that's what my thoughts are. With Gallagher, he's got an engine on him and that, but he'd offer competition. I quite like some of our midfielders. I quite like.
He would be playing Sarr and Gallagher as 2 number 8s, because you like to play with a 6 and 2 8s mainly at Celtic. He has played with 6, 8, and 10 against weak teams. He played a 6 and 2 10s, but you're not going to get away with that in the Premier League too often, right? So when I look at Bobby's list here, good list, Bobby, but I see him. If you want to dog it out, you'd play Sarr and Gallagher, then you've got to pick your skillful player. I mean, I want to see Bentancur play every game, but it might be Maddison then, with the 2 dogs of war behind him, basically.
Sorry, Talking Beer's got to go. Hasta mañana, Talking Ball. See you tomorrow, mate. Good luck, buddy.
See you later, mate.
Good luck, mate. Sorry, you got.
But this is the beauty of the quality in the squad that's gathering pace now. This is the headache that Andrew's paid that money for. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and you'll have it when if we don't get results, they'll start. It doesn't take much for our fan base to let loose, does it? So, but
you got Liam Hart is coming in, because I've missed the chat. Liam Hart is coming in, and I trust. And then you've got Bobby saying, God, I hope I'm wrong about Werner like I was about Radu. Liam's then saying, admittedly, now we have Werner, Jota no need. I think Jota's a good player who knows Ange ball. Ugly Fish is saying, I reckon Werner will be our only attacking player until the summer. CM seems to be more likely, but you never know. Liam Harty says, McKennie not bad at Juventus. Ugly Fish is saying, maybe Gallagher only runs around and closes down because he loves Chelsea. He might not do that for us. Manny's saying, Tottenham have a very exciting team after the Asia Cup, AFCON and injured players. I think that they've got a exciting team now. It'd just be more exciting. But even without the players that we've had, Manny, through injuries, now Adrian goes to the games, right? And so he can see firsthand the team, because Adrian's a season ticket supporter, so he goes to the home games. But even with players that we've had out injured and that, we have still at times looked really exciting, and that's with our injuries as well. So let's see how we are when we come back. Norman Lamont is agreeing completely with my midfielders. I suppose you're probably agreeing with when I said that I've probably got 3 that I prefer over Gallagher. Ugly Fishes, it's high risk, high reward. We know there's going to be a space behind Porro, but that's why we need fast centre backs that come out, and Vic is vital. Ugly Fish, what I will say is that, Adrian, I'll give this one to you, but my comment on this will be that Porro has improved. People don't get him behind him because he's improved his defensive game. And you go to the games, Adrian. So
I criticised Porro, but justly, it was a constructive critique. I mean, when we played away at Leicester, when we played away at Newcastle, even when we was away playing pre-season friendlies, but he's turned his game around. He's technically a very good player. Now he looks solid, But so if our inverted fullbacks, him and Udogie, are going to push forward or tuck into midfield, that will be good for Romero, because it worked before with Romero and Van der Ven, didn't it? It'll work with Dragusin. He's got pace, good in the air, good tackler. No, he's a good all-round centre-back, Dragusin is, what I've seen. So, Porro, good. The midfield, well, you wouldn't, no fan's going to be wrong if they pick like 3 from 6, 7 or 8 of what we've got, because if you're excluding Skip probably, and maybe Celso if he's made of glass. I like Lo Celso. I liked him before he came. I didn't know nothing about him, Don Belly. He is a quality footballer, but I just don't think his body's up to the rigors of Premier League football. You know, I mean, he's looked good when he's helped us out recently. Now he's got a slight muscle strain, So it looks like Decky are playing midfield against Man United with Bentancur, and Skipper Højbjerg will be one or the other. So I hope it's Højbjerg, but I think it'll be Skip. So, yeah. No, Manny, what I'm saying is that at Celtic, he mainly played with a 6 and 2/8. He has played with a 6, 8 and 10, and rarely he's played with a 6 and 2/10. But my first pick in midfield would always be Bentancur before anyone else. I know a lot of fans would choose Maddison. I get that. I get that. But Bentancur plays, as far as I'm concerned. If Gallagher comes into the team, you see, Ange obviously wants him for a specific reason. And I think Decky could do that job. And also, unlike Moussa Dembele, who was fantastic for us, Decky scores goals and creates goals. Moussa Dembele didn't score that many, did he? So
you've got Manny saying 3 at the back, new formation, drag VDV, Romero, Porro, Doggy, wingers, and 2 holding DMs. Listen, at the end of the day, the one thing that we're doing is we're building a team squad, however you want to look at it, where people are multifunctional and can do different things. We know that Pep has changed the way that defenses play football, in the sense that he doesn't play with a right and left back anymore. He plays a centre halves playing across his back line, who do different things. Sorry, Bobby's saying, time to feed little monsters of kids, as some people call them. Thanks for the show. Have a great night, everyone, and remember to hit the like button before you go. Thanks. Cheers, Bobby. I'm not going to go much longer as well, because I have work tomorrow, and it's just gone past midnight. But what I will say to Manny is, we are buying players. We are building a squad. Adrian, you know yourself that the game for Postecoglou is not an 11-player game, is it? It's a 16-player game.
Yeah. And substitutes usually, when he's got the squad he wants, they won't be late substitutes. The subs will get half hour. He was doing that at Celtic. They'll get more time, but he's still watching them and watching some of the youngsters, And I want that pathway there. I don't want us to go for a false centre back in the summer, because I want to see Dorrit and Phillips, get their chance. And the same with a lot of these other young kids, I want to see Divine given a chance. But, he's out on loan at Port Vale now. And then you've got...
Ugly Fish has given us I don't even know if it's a super chat or a super sticker, because it's blank. But Ugly Fish, if you want to put in a comment, and that I'll read your comment out straight away, mate, because thank you very much. It's very kind of you. But, it didn't have nothing on it, so I didn't know whether you wanted to make a comment as well, because you put that in there. But if you do, just put it up, mate, and I'll read it out. Sorry, Bob. Adrian, carry on, mate.
No, that's fine. It's going to be interesting. I think Sunday. Well, Van der Ven's been back in full training. Romero's in full training. I would expect them to start, and Red Drewston to be on the bench, especially if you're away to Man United. Not that they're that great this season. We should be all right. We've got the 3rd best away record in the Premier League, and I don't see why we shouldn't go up there and win.
Did you hear what I was saying earlier, Adrian, when I looked at the team sheets from 15 months ago when we got beat by Man United at Old Trafford 2-0?
No, I'm
okay. So this is the team. This is the team. So 15 months ago, when we last played in the league against Man United, it was October 2022, yeah? Seeing that last season was a 22-23 season. They beat us 2-0 on the 19th of October 2022, and Fred and Fernandes scored for them. Man United's team on that day were De Gea in goal. They had a back four of Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Shaw. Right? So, by all accounts, someone posted up earlier that apparently Lisandro Martinez and Casemiro are back for this weekend. How true that is, I don't know, because they've not appeared for ages. So I've never even got a sniff that they're playing, but someone said they possibly are. So with that being said, what I've just named, right, Anana is the goalkeeper now, but the other 4 are currently playing. So last weekend, Dallo played, or the last game they played, Dallo played, Varane played, Luke Shaw played. The Johnny Evans played at the back, but this was Lisandro Martinez. So this is 15 months ago. So their defence could be the same again at the weekend, yeah? In midfield, they played Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Fred. Well, we know Fred has gone to Fenerbahce, right? So the only player that comes in for Man United there would be McTominay, right? To replace Fred. And then up front, their front 3 on this day were Anthony, Rashford, Sancho. Garnacho comes in for Sancho, yeah? So looking at Man United's team, what I was trying to say is, at the moment, we're the envy of teams in the Premiership because of all the work that we've been doing to rejuvenate the squad. So that Man United team that played against us, Adrian, they could have 8 players. Well, the only 2 players that won't be playing against us will be De Gea and Sancho because they're no longer there. The other players in that team are all still at Man United.
Yeah. If we're on point.
Tottenham's team, though, right? This is Tottenham's lineup. Lloris in goal, and the back 3 were Romero, Dyer, Davis. The 2 wing backs were Perisic and Doherty. Our midfield was Højbjerg, Bissouma, Bentancur. And our front 2 was Son and Kane. Our team from 15 months does not look like that team that went out to play against Man United.
It's not. We've got much more pace in the side.
But what I'm saying, but we've got new players. The only players that could possibly play Sunday, I reckon Bentancur's definitely in the side. Yeah. Romero, yeah, we know that he's come back to training. You're saying that he'll play. Yeah,
I think he will. I think he's will for his experience rather than Dragerson might get time off the bench. He might not.
Will Højbjerg start?
I would see my midfield 3 would be Bentancur, Kulu, and Højbjerg.
Okay, so but from the 11 I've just read, Adrian, only 3 of them players can possibly play on Sunday, and that's Bentancur, Højbjerg, Romero. This is why I'm saying to people, we now the envy, and I've heard other channels talk about this. Now, I don't know, do you ever watch the guy from Never a Foul?
No.
Man United supporter. He did a short today, 10 minutes, and he said, you've got to give it to Tottenham. He goes, you have to give it to Tottenham. They've done business and really good business, and they've done it early. They've got players out and they've got players in. It goes, now you're looking at Vicario, Udogie, Van der Ven, Dragusin, Romero, Porro. So he just looked at the goalkeeping defence and said, look at that. Look at the refresh that they've had. Look at that. So basically, what we've done, so we're the envy because other teams are now saying this, right? Other teams are now saying this, that we're the envy. Possibly, Adrian, because of FFP, we can go out and do things at the moment where a lot of other clubs are hamstrung at the moment. But then also, what I was saying at the start of the show is, for me, there are 2 fundamental things that I've seen change, Adrian. And that is, you go to the home games, you'll know as well as I do. Our defence has needed changing for about the last 4 years. Right? And we've done that. The one thing that we've been hitting out for the last 4 years, we need defensive reinforcements. We've cleared out, we've got brand new defensive systems and new players. And then also, the other thing is, we can never get rid of players, Adrian, can we?
No, but we are now, aren't we? And we
we go. That's for me the changes, Adrian. Do you see that as well then?
Yeah, I want to. What's your take on? Because I just think Adeki, Bentancur, even it's Højbjerg is sort of more of an anchor central midfielder, and because Decky will come and help out of the drop back if he has to, right? So you'd have 2 as the 6s. Now, Casemiro's not getting any younger, is he? How old's he? 33? 34? How old's he?
Who's that?
Casemiro.
Casemiro is 30. He's only 30.
Is he only 30? I thought he was older.
Yeah, he's 30. Casemiro had an engine on him, mate, when he's at Madrid. Had an engine when he first went to Man United. Picked up injuries, and then he looks like he's lost that engine. Or he had. I mean, I don't know what he's going to be like when he comes back.
Will he be match fit? And I look, Bruno Fernandes has looked good. I mean, I don't watch him for 38 games a season, but he's never been a sort of an outstanding, exciting player that get me off my seat type of player, you know. He's another sort of Højbjerg to me type, you know. I might be not doing him credit by saying that. And I just think we all know that most games are won and lost in midfield. And I just think we'll be a bit too quick from in midfield.
Yeah.
And we'll have pace up front, because I think it will be Johnson on the right, Werner on the left, and we have to play Richarlison through the middle. So, but
is this for Sunday? Yeah, you're talking about Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, when Son's back, we'll have a front three, got so much pace, we'll frighten teams to death. They'll be scared of us before they even get on the field.
But to me, Adrian, I still think that we'll frighten Man United at the weekend anyway, because the amount of pace that we've got in that team, regardless. You look at all our defenders; they're all pace.
Yeah, and their inverted fullbacks have got pace.
That's it.
I said ages ago, and Bentancur's our fastest midfielder, because Maddison in Rome, fair enough, he's licensed to run, but he's not the quickest, and neither's Basuma. But you see, back earlier on that midfield situation, who's better at beating the press, Basuma or Conor Gallagher? When Basuma's on point, he looks a really good player.
So let's just go say, just catch up with the chat again. Sorry. So it's been sent in by Ugly Fish, the sticker, and he said wasn't trying to say anything, just enjoying the show. Should have done a sticker maybe. Ugly Fish, there's no problem about it at all. We'll read it out. You put it on there. We thank you very much, and we're going to read it out. Manny says Perisic is a big miss. He would be good, but the boat sank.
Yeah.
Manny says that Tottenham has a good squad. Stay humble. I'm supposing I'm going to have to say good evening, stay humble. I think that you're in the UK because you're saying, bloody hell, lads, look at the time. I can't sleep either. Coys. Work now. Thank you, Jose and Adrian. So, Manny, if you've got to go work, thank you for joining us, Manny. It's been a pleasure. Look out for, hit the notification bells. You can look out to see when we're next on. Stay Humble has said, I wonder if we could pick Nick Paulinho from Fulham under Bayern's nose. And then he said, when Son's back, Johnson needs to get benched. Everyone has opinions. So to me, Adrian, I would play on the weekend. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm playing a certain formation, but the players that I'm picking for this weekend, I've got Vicario, I've got Porro, Dragusin, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, Bentancur, Kulu, Werner, Richarlison, and Johnson. That's the team that I would go with. That's got serious blistering pace.
Right.
And to me, but remember the inverted. Remember you talked about inverted. Yeah. We could play with either Udogie or Porro, still playing a back four.
I would be very surprised. Well, this is the thing. It's the back four to back five. Well, the way you list it, it sounds like more.
No. I've listed 5 players that you would think is a back 5, but I'm saying that we could have a back 4 and one of them slips into midfield and goes and joins Bentancur and Decky. Quite easily, we could do that, and that would be for me seriously frightening pace all up the pitch, not just our forward 3. Everywhere across that pitch, serious pace.
Well, the player used to step into midfield in Italy, if you were going with that 5, was Romero. And he's good on the ball. He's a good passer. And he could easily play as a deep line defensive midfielder. You know, he could easily play that position in mind. I got pelters for saying that on a few podcasts, but I still stick by it. I mean, yeah. I mean, so he could. Yeah, this is what's good now. And we're all debating, you know, our 11s for a game, or trying to second guess Ange, who's thrown us quite a few curveballs, hasn't he, since he's been here? I mean, to play Johnson in his first game away to Arsenal, how many managers would have risked that? Then we're at home at Liverpool. Did he play Emerson as a centre back? He surprised me again at home at Liverpool. He surprised me with a few of his team selections, which is good, because if it surprises us, the opposition won't know until an hour before kickoff. Like, what sort of team he's going to put out. I think.
Stay humble. So my grandma will grow wheels before Ainge goes with the back five. Stay humble. I've named the players. I didn't name any positions, and I've just said, because Adrian thought the same thing as you were saying, and I've just said no. I've named them 5, but we could play with a 4, and one of them will go in and slot in to help in the midfield. So we're then playing with the back 4. Do you see what I mean? But I'm just saying, if we pick the team like that, then we'd have strictly pace all the way through the team. Because quite comfortably, you could play Porro on the right, Van der Ven on the left, Dragusin and Romero in the middle, and a doggy goes into the midfield. You could do it the other way round, where you go with Romero at right back or Dragusin at right back, put Porro into the middle, the doggy's your left back. There are so many different permutations because we've got the players. He's got players in that can play multiple positions. Yeah. And the team that we've got, young, energetic, and full of pace to burn. So the times are exciting. Times are really, really, really exciting. Yeah. Ugly Fish is saying, if Ange starts with a 5 at the back, he would send 3 into midfield. And like I said, guys, I'm not saying a formation change. All I'm saying is I've named 11 players I would like to see start. I would give Dragusin and Werner starts. With us having the injuries that we've got, and with us having players that might be going out of the club, and with the people that we've got at the AFCON and at the Asia Cup, I would start with people that are going to scare the living daylights out of teams. And that's what, and we have got them.
Yeah, I went with a front 3 in the group where I posted my team. I said, this is what I'd go with, but this is what I think Ange will go with. So I had Werner on the left, Richarlison in the middle, Johnson on the right for the pace, right? Midfield 3 was Decky, Bentancur, and Skip. Although if it was me, I'd play Højbjerg. The back 4 picks itself because I think Romero play with VDV and Vicario in goal. But depends how Ange is thinking about this. I mean, if he does stick with Decky on the right, that means Johnson's on the bench. And you might go Skip, Højbjerg and Bentancur in midfield because it's an away game. Yeah. I mean, depends how attack-minded he wants to be. You're attack-minded. I'm attack-minded, but that's easy for us to say as fans sitting at home. You know what I mean? We don't take the responsibility if things go wrong. Or the credit.
But the thing is, but with the attack-minded, Adrian, apart from Dragusin, who we have not seen in the flesh yet, but I've seen Dragusin play in Italy, right? Apart from that, are you comfortable with the back 4? Forget Dragusin for the time being, but our best 4, right? Are you comfortable with them for pace?
Yeah.
Okay.
VDV, Romero, Porro, and Udogie. Yeah.
But add Dragusin to
Dragusin's got pace. Who's got a better back 4 and goalkeeper in this league? I know,
but Dragusin's got pace as well. So that's what I'm saying. You could afford to put one of them into midfield. That's serious pace. If you add one of them into midfield, that means you've got pace from the back, you've got pace in your midfield, and your front 3 have got pace. So, at the end of the day, you'll scare teams. And the good thing about it, and the way that I'm thinking about this, and I've never thought about this up till now, Adrian, right? Who's missing for us at the moment?
Maddison.
At the moment. Who? Maddison. Okay. Maddison. Who else? Son.
Sarr.
Bissouma. Solomon. Would you include Solomon's missing for us at the moment?
He'll be training shortly.
Okay, so that's 5.
After the winter break.
Right, so that's 5, Adrian. Right, I'm gonna. People can pelt me about it. I'm gonna add Sessegnon, right, because he's back. Yeah. So I'm just gonna add him. That makes 6, right?
Yeah, it'd be on the bench Sunday.
Okay, but that makes 6. 6 plus 11 we got on the pitch makes 16. So makes 17, right? Yeah. What have we said? We've said all along that for Ange's game needs a solid 16 players, 11 players and 5 subs.
And you're not including Lo Celso?
Yeah, Lo Celso. But that's what I'm saying. So to watch Postecoglou's high pressing, high octane game, he needs the 11 players and he needs to be able to make the substitutions that will be of a similar ilk where it doesn't drop off. And like you said, if he's got the right squad and the right players in numbers, he will give them that half an hour. So he switches up the team for the last half hour.
If Werner don't quite strike it, or Richarlison don't, as we're going for the season, but we're still in for the FA Cup, still got an outside chance of the league. Villas will be fit and he'll be back. So it'll be another one to add to him. Yeah, it's exciting. It is exciting.
It's good times. It's good times. Right, so you've got,
and we haven't bought, and we'll probably get another 2 players in this window as well.
Yeah. So we've got Ugly Fish saying, I agree, we have an awesome 5 back. We've been playing 5 at the back for years with the wrong players. Conte would have loved this team. I'm all in for Amble though. And at this moment, I'm going to go back to, where was it? Right. Just to let everybody know that's still with us. Right. I'm going to have to get rid of the comment. No, I'll go. Right. For everyone that's still with us at the moment, I know that quite a few have left, but I said I'd plug this again. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock GMT, and it's 19:30 IST, Indian time, and it's 6 o'clock Central in America. Ash has her show White Chat Lane. She has a guest who is one MUFC, and it's going to be a pre rival chat show. One MUFC, obviously, it's giving it away. He's a Manchester United supporter. He has his channel in India, and it'll be in Hindi. It'll be in Hindi and English, and he has a channel with 75,000 subscribers. So if you bring some people over tomorrow to the show, we could be outnumbered. So I'm just saying, if people are around tomorrow and they want to support Ash and front up for Tottenham, respectfully though, because we like to be respectful, respectfully front up and help Ash out, then please join us tomorrow at them times. It's in the hit the notification bell or go to Talk and Ball. You'll see it all there. It's all posted, the times and that. So then that would be good if you could join us. So that's that for everyone. So everyone knows. And I've got to hide the thumbnail again. There we go. Sorry, Adrian. I had to get that out there because otherwise
it's fine.
we'll finish the show and I'm going to forget it. You've got Norman Lamont saying Johnson is not quite there yet, but Kulu is definitely better in midfield. Must persist for a bit longer. Yeah, I think, Adrian, you're one of the ones, obviously, you go to the games. You've got eyes like the rest of us have, but you go to games. Kulu has been a revelation and a great help to the team playing in that role that since Madison's got injured. When he's dropped in where we've not had to play him out wide, he's done really well, Adrian. For me, has he done well for you?
He probably didn't have a greatest game. His last one it was probably the worst game he had this season. I'm confident that by the time this season finishes, his stats will be excellent. They just will be across the board because he's our Mr. Versatile, isn't he? So I mean, I get the fact some Spurs fans want pacey wingers. That's why Johnson will probably end up on the right eventually. He wasn't brought in not to.
Yeah,
but he's got up his game because he's a work in progress at the moment. And on the left, it will be Sonny because I think Werner will play through the middle when he's fit. I think he'll have a look at both. Ange, I think he'll try them both. We know Son can play on the left and through the middle. Struggles against a low block team, and so Werner might be the better choice there then. And and this is me dismissing Richarlison because he's got to maintain this form he's hit recently should be the form that a good striker should show throughout the season. Don't expect a goal a game, but I would expect him. I expect a central striker under Ange to get 20 goals a season. Some will get 20, probably about 22. I mean, because he only got 17 when he shared the golden boot with Salah. But under this system, we create a lot more chances, a lot more goals, and we've got to put them away. If we can put all the chances we create away, we've got an outside chance of the league. But we need to score goals, and not just there, like across the whole board. Because like on average, since 1992, I think it takes 82 goals to win the league. Now, excluding Man City, you might score 100 or something like that, but just an average as a guide. So if that is an average, I mean, in theory, you could win every game 1-0, but that's ridiculous. So we're talking 82 goals. Say Sonny got you 22.
Yeah.
Good strike rate for your wide players is 1 in 4. So if they could get you 10 each, you'd be talking 42. Now, Madison might come up with 12 in a season, right? Which might get you 54. Now you're struggling because now you want another 18 goals from your other midfielders when they're playing and 4 at the back 4. Even the 4 defenders got you 3 each, 12, 66. You're struggling with our midfielders. Don't get enough goals. Basuma doesn't score. Bentancur might get you 3 or 4 in a season, possibly 5. And all right, depends where Decky's playing. I'm counting him as a winger to get 10. I don't see even, and you need to get a striker in next season. If you look at it just coldly and ruthlessly, yes, we've got a team that compete. Yes, we could challenge and even going close to winning the league. But in all honesty, there isn't enough goals in this team at the moment. Now, I'm not saying they won't step up and score more. Your doggy might chip in, I mean, remember that goal Stuart Pearce used to get for Forest, right? But doggy might chip in with a few, or whatever. But if you think about it, and I thought about it a lot, I struggle with all combinations in that time to find 82 goals. And you might need more than that, But I mean, in 82, don't get me wrong, that's just a average. I think Josh went and got that for me, actually, because I asked him. But, when you've scored more goals, it might be that Man City, but, a team's beaten someone 6-0 or 6-2 or something like that. So it's not written in stone. It's just a sort of guide. If on average that is what it's taken 82, that's what you got to look at. I think this is why Ange says goals have got to come from everywhere, because I think he knows this, or he should know it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd look back and you think, I'm coming to the Premier League. What's it take to win? Goals conceded and goals for. I mean, when we finished second to Chelsea that year, they always used to say, well, if you score more goals than everyone else and you concede less, you win the title. But in that season, 17, was it? 16, 17? We actually scored 1 more goal, Chelsea, and conceded 1 less, and we didn't win the league. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, goals. In the summer, we've got to get a striker. We've got to go out and go for a top-class striker. I don't know if Jimenez is the answer. I think Vlahovic would be perfect in this setup. But, you're looking.
Okay, well, thank you. Right, I'm going to say, because I've got to go. It's now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hold on. Before you go, I've got meetings in the morning. So, and I've got to start work in like 7 hours, I think, or just under.
Okay.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up. But first of all, Adrian, thank you very much for joining me. I'm so sorry that I didn't see.
No, it doesn't matter.
When I come and do these streams, what I normally do is I leave my phone charging, and so I haven't got my phone with me. And when I saw the phone, you never said nothing to me on the chat.
No.
So when I saw the phone, it was
I don't like to in the chat because, you might just be doing a monologue or whatever. And
yeah. Okay, fine. But I didn't see it till when I saw it, and then I said, "Are you still around? If you are," and then that's when I've done it. So thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for.
Thanks to those in the chat for staying with us as well.
Yeah, thank you for answering the questions that were posed by mainly Bobby. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your opinions. What I'd like to do is also thank Norman Lamont for becoming a new member to the channel. Welcome on board, and thank you very much. And also to Ugly Fish for putting out a super chat. So thank you to you both. Thank you to everyone in the chat for partaking and getting involved. And what I will say is tomorrow we'll have Ash's show. Will be on at 2 p.m. like I've said, GMT. We'll be on the normal time slot for Talk and Ball, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Tomorrow's prediction day. I quite like predictions days because what I do is I don't pick my predictions until I've seen the presser. So I'm looking forward to Ange's presser tomorrow. Not that you can read too much into what he says, because Ange doesn't lie, but he doesn't tell you the whole. So he tells you the bare minimum, so to speak. So we didn't know that Bentancur was going to play. We never thought Johnson was going to start against Arsenal. He doesn't tell you everything, does he? So he's brilliant.
No, but we know Dragerson will be in the squad. Whether he starts or not's another matter.
Yeah. So we're looking forward. So yeah, tomorrow we're looking forward to the presser. We've got Ash's show coming up, as I've already said. So if you've got the notification bells, it will tell you about that. Remember, guys, the guy that she's got on tomorrow has got a channel of 75,000 subscribers. So it's a pre-match rival chat show with a Man United fan who's got 75,000 followers. So I don't know how many are going to come over, but we need to provide our support. I will maintain, and I'll repeat myself again, respectful support, because we can have banter with other people, but we keep it respectful. We don't go wild. And just as we say that, Jay Ashraf's just come in. Hi, Adrian and Eltel. If we comprise Gallagher, then any other number 6 would you go for? We've done this throughout the show already, Jay Ashraf. You've just come. If you watch it on playback, you'll see all the opinions, not only from Adrian and myself, but you'll see the opinions from the people from the chat. So with that, I want to thank, as I said, I'll thank again Norman for becoming a new member to the channel. Thank you very much. Ugly Fish for providing a super sticker. And have you got any parting words, Adrian?
Just to Ashif, I think the only one get a ball is homegrown, who's got the experience is Calvin Phillips. I'm hoping Paratici's doing his work in Italy and he's picked a plum out from there. He's got a list, because I don't think Gallagher's coming. That's all.
Okay. Well, and with that, what we do is we always end the show with
"Come On You Spurs."
One of our own songs. So we'll end the show, and I'm with Adrian. "Come On You Spurs," and I'm also very big into "In Ange We Trust."
In Ange We Trust. Come on, you Spurs.
My team has got James Maddison. James Maddison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Maddison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.